us on Sacktown.
He just got in his car and left and didn't come back.
Wow. Just faded to black.
He went fishing. So I asked Cody. That's been my thing. Is like, Cody, you kind of knew Tom, NEW Tom. Like, you have to be new Tom. So
I see.
We just worked out a deal where Wednesday I'm gonna get her a box of reusable those foam earplugs. Wednesday she's gonna wear them to simulate how Tom was kind of deaf, and we could sneak up and scare him.
Kind of.
I know. Well, he could hear, like, if you were loud enough, he could.
If you're right in front of his face screaming.
Yeah. Yeah. So Cody says, she has said repeatedly, she's okay with pranks. She's okay with being scared.
Feels different.
100%. Like, I would feel.
Tread lightly.
I would feel so guilty. Like, I could imagine just sneaking up behind Cody and scaring her like she's got a coffee in her hand. It flies everywhere. And
that's funny with Tom.
Yeah, hilarious with Tom.
Yeah.
Tom.
What would be worse?
Huh.
Is if she just broke down crying immediately.
Yeah. Then you're like, okay, this is done.
If we're being fair, Tom did that too, but
Yeah,
it was
that was
funny.
It was worth it.
It was funny.
It's like you wanted to go as far as you possibly could.
Yes.
To not quite hurt Tom, but like if there was a little bit of pain.
Bit of pain was fine. And then twice a year, he would just get like this old man anger.
Yeah, you didn't like the one time.
I did not at all.
The last one was big.
Last one was huge. Chris saw it. I was wearing this sweater, by the way, when it happened, now that I think about it.
I walked in immediately to Jason and said, "Oh my God, Tom is pissed."
Part of me thought that was a bit because I'm like, come on.
He tried to tell me it was a bit when we were texting later. And I'm like, that was not a bit.
That was not a bit.
That was angry Tom.
That I feel like it was like that's genuinely how it felt. And then afterwards, he's like, maybe I went a little overboard.
Totally agree. That's exactly what happened because we were making fun of him for we all met our big boss the day before. We all had to do skits, and he did one, and he was kind of messing it up, and so we were having fun with him. And he tanked it, and then he was like really mad that we were making fun of him, which, by the way, is a completely normal thing for a normal person. But we have a long history of screwing with each other like horribly. Like him back to us too. Like he's brutal with me. I never got mad at him. You know what? I'm glad he's gone. Screw you, Tom. Anyways, good morning, everybody. Welcome in. It is 6:04. We're so excited to be here with all of you. I hope you're half as excited to be here.
6:04. Is this show always on at this time?
Well, we had a pre-show meeting today.
We did
out in the office.
In your office?
Yeah, I'm the only one. I'm the only one on this show that does not have an actual official
you have a really
office.
wide open space,
huge office, great views.
Yeah,
great views.
I mean, to be fair,
CBF
a year inside the building from 5:56 to 10:04.
I resent that. That's not true.
Inside the building.
Inside the building. I am.
You do a lot of work outside the
Yes, I am. I am often here until 11:30.
Inside the building?
When I have to come back and go pee. Or take
some of your best work is done inside your office.
And honestly, I think the bulk of it is. And well, Jason and I were just talking outside because weirdly enough, I got here. Jason always gets here. I got here just before Jason, and then I was still in my car. Today. Jason came in. You did, and then wish I had a drink, and then
so good.
By the way, I'm sorry. What are these light things?
Anyone, did you notice them?
Yeah, anyone knows if you leave stuff in here, I'm going to obsess on it. And we have 2 professional-looking light thingies.
I guess I should tell you.
Yeah?
I have a production crew here.
They doing a doc?
Reality show.
Say much more than that. But I notice you haven't noticed them yet, but some of their equipment.
I haven't noticed the cameras. They did a great job hiding them.
Yeah.
And the mics. Well, I guess they're probably taking this mic.
You guys get that?
Do they turn on? They look like they don't have lights in them. You almost knocked that one over. I want to tinker. Yeah, I want to see if you can. What was this for? Do you know what this is for, Chris?
Nope.
Well, we just had. Why do I feel like it was Styles?
No.
Whitey and Kyle.
You think Styles brought it in after?
Okay. I don't know why, but those are both. Could it be for Kyle and Whitey, or did somebody do something post show so they don't turn on?
I tried both switches.
Wow. So somebody brought in lights that don't work. The plot thickens. All right. Well, we'll figure it out. Giant lights. I made a mistake yesterday, and it's costing me a lot of time.
Okay. Money?
Oh, man, I'm out of cash.
Time is money, but
yeah.
Nah.
Your time, family time?
Yeah.
All of it?
Yeah.
Okay.
So.
Pizza oven?
Still in the same spot. I saw this morning. It's just chilling there it's like it's sticking its tongue out at me because the handle of the pizza peel is sticking out of
no animals have come by to eat the stuff.
They'd have to climb it and then fit into the oven. I don't know if they have.
It's not open.
Yeah, but it's like a rectangular opening about 5 feet off.
Yeah, a raccoon can't get into there.
No way.
I'm fine with it. It's right there. Go for it. Have fun. They'd have to get past the peel. But hey, look, squirrel wants to get up there and eat some burnt pepperoni. Go for it, dude.
Okay.
Honestly, I haven't felt this way about an appliance since I used to make my controller sleep outside when I was mad at video games. Yeah. Like that thing's it's got a cover. I take care of it. It's just sitting out there in the sun. It's going to rain at some point.
Yeah.
My wife will probably end up putting it away while I'm gone. I predict when I get back from Europe.
Leave that for her.
No, I'm just going to leave it if she chooses. If she needs to cover it.
When's the next course of action for that? If she does nothing for it, it's just going to sit there. You're going to try again at some point. No,
I will try. The only way I would try again is if I actually go. I have to go through some sort of training. I like official training. I'm not. This is like I've already destroyed one pizza oven. I've had multiple failures. I know that it works because this is why I didn't post about it on Facebook or Twitter, because I know that it's super helpful. I'm failing and I'm talking about my failure, and all I'm going to see are people like, I don't know, it works great for me. It's not that hard. I do that. Great. Awesome. It works for you. Well, I have a disability when it comes to making pizzas.
Yeah.
And you're making fun of my disability, basically. Like I am, like my cousin's dyslexic and had to roll through like 10 years of education with dyslexia to do that. I feel like I have some sort of deficiency when it comes to, I know I do with directions and making pizzas.
Yeah.
And staying on task, but can't do it. So
where did you lose your time?
Because every time before I go across the pond, I go through this thing, although I'm getting better. First off, I can shockingly completely overpack. I made sure that this is no lie, I'll send you a picture. My 5th portable charger was all charged up for me to take with me. I've done this before. I at best use 1 on the plane, which has plugs. Why am I taking 5 chargers? I don't know. I overpack, but then I always end up underpacking something like socks or underwear or shirts. And so I always look for stuff to do on the plane. So I've been like downloading some episodes of some things. Oh, you know what? I'm going to binge this. Always sounds good. I'm going to binge this. Flight will be over before I know it. I watch like 1 episode, then I get distracted. I do something else. I don't watch any more of the episodes the whole time. I buy video games for my I have a little, it's called a Steam Deck that plays video games on it. I download video games. Well, I actually went online yesterday and was like, what's the best game for flying on a plane? And one of the the 2 most consistent answers I got was, one was a farming simulator called Stardew Valley. I've heard this before. The other was something called Balatro. I looked up Balatro. It turns out it's free on the Apple Arcade, so I downloaded it. I don't know how to describe it, Jason, other than, and I guarantee you there's somebody out there playing Balatro that's going to be like, no. It's basically poker with power-ups. So you start out and you're on the small blind, and each hand scores, like full house scores 2,000, I don't know, whatever. And your hand has to, like when you start out, you have to beat 350 points. That's the small blind. And then you move on to the next round, which is the big blind.
Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with Sacktown Sports and the Sacktown Sports app.
Hey, Green Gobbler here. So you've got a clogged drain in your bathroom. Water in the sink's overstaying its welcome. You're spitting today's toothpaste on top of yesterday's toothpaste. You hope that it'd go away. Yeah, clogs don't just go away. I make them go away. I'm Green Gobbler, the only clog dissolver you need. I'm bleach-free, safe for your pipes, and I work. Guaranteed or your money back. Because I never met a clog that was going to unclog itself. Green Gobbler. Let the gobbler get it.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Let's do it. Leading off, the 3 top stories in the morning.
Huge news. This is very important.
Here's cut number 1.
7 seconds left. 6 seconds left. The Warriors will not foul. That is going to do it. The horn sounds here at Target Center, and the Wolves have captured Game 5, 121-110. After closing out the Lakers in 5 games, the Wolves do the exact same to the Golden State Warriors. And for the second straight season, Minnesota is headed to the Western Conference Finals.
All right, we'll get to that in just a second. Just quick show meeting here. Second one of the day.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Chris. So just curious. So YouTube just went out again. You fixed it. Well done. Thank you. And sorry to the YouTubers, right? Where are we at with that?
I can only keep on telling them that we have to keep restarting, and hopefully they will fix it at some point.
You've heard no feedback other than
just that they're working on it.
Any, like, this is what the problem is?
Nope.
Do you think, are they working on it?
I think that they have to buy a whole new computer.
I mean, at this point, it's getting ridiculous. We just had a meeting talking about how important YouTube is, and it is. And you know, we started it with our show. We were the first. Hi, how are you doing? It was a we started
YouTube.
It was an obsession.
Invested in it.
Invested in the whole thing. We're still here just for fun. Like, I mess around with our YouTube folks and all that. We have a lot of fun, but like, I love them, and we are really protective of them. And to tune into a video of a radio show is a really big deal. And there's a lot of people that, you know, are here for all 4 hours of the show, almost, if not every single day, even MC.
Hi, MC.
And then it's like, it's like a roulette every day now where it goes, what did it go down yesterday? Like 3 or 4 times?
6 times.
6 times?
It was a lot.
And part of me, okay, so can I just can we have a real quick show meeting? Because honestly, this is where I'm at right now. Like, I am like, all right, if it just happens again, just don't even fire it up anymore until they fix it. Which, here's what's yelling at me back is like, well, that punishes our YouTube viewers. But also, like, I feel like it's the only way it's going to get done. Just like we're just not doing YouTube anymore until it's fixed. They can go listen on the app.
Well, then if we were to do that, I think most viewers would just be like, oh, okay, I won't do this anymore then.
All right. Well, look, on behalf of the whole show, I think Jason and Chris feel the same way. Really sorry this is happening. We're doing everything we can to, and by the way, I'm also not trying to bag on our engineers who are amazing, but I just, like, if it's a new computer, let's do it. I'll go buy the stinking computer. Like,
well, it's either these lights or the YouTube, so.
It's really, like, I just don't want our listeners or viewers to think that it's not something that bothers us or that we don't talk about when the show, like, it's an obsession right now.
I mean, we've talked about this a bunch on it, so.
Yeah, including off it. And as frustrating as it is for you guys, I assure you it's as, if not more, you guys, again, it's like having cut. It's like if we had a franchise, like a Burger King, Taco Bell, whatever, and we have this big meeting and they're like, look, we're spending a lot of money on commercials. We really need to push the Baja Chalupa. The Baja Chalupa is the thing. And then everybody, and we do a great job. Like, hey, everybody, the Baja Chalupa is like the greatest thing ever. come on in. We got Baja Chalupas for you. And then we get this line of people out the door waiting for Baja Chalupas. And we're like, bean burrito.
Yeah.
Taco. What about the Baja Chalupa? Sorry, it's out of our control. We're on the phone with corporate, but every time we make a Baja Chalupa, we get like 3 made, then the machine breaks down. It has for like a month, and they keep telling us they're working on it, but anyway.
Foiled again.
OKC versus Minnesota tonight. I'm excited. I really am.
Me too.
So many storylines with this. So many storylines. And later on today, we're going to obviously preview everything in the second half, but also, well, we're previewing both halves of the show, but also how we got here.
Yeah,
like how
they got here.
Exactly. How did Oklahoma City go from crap to 8 wins? All the teams are 8 wins from a championship.
It's awesome.
It really is. So how did they build their team? And then how did Minnesota build their team? We'll do the same thing with the Knicks and the Pacers tomorrow, but it is exciting times. Number 2, please.
Cut number 2.
Jansen's ahead, 1 and 2 on Soderstrom. And a swing and a miss, strike 3. Say goodnight to the A's. The Angels' win streak is at 4, and the pitching got it done tonight.
Yeah. Well, Jason, the gauntlet's over.
Yeah.
But I don't think anyone's told the Athletics.
No, and this one they kind of did their own doing. You just kept leaving runners on, hitting into double plays. Missed opportunities to win that game yesterday, that's for sure.
Yeah. The Rays, the Pirates. No, the Rays. Jesus, the Rays and the Rockies are the only teams in Major League Baseball that have more home losses than the Athletics. Not even the White Sox. The White Sox are 9 and 13 at home. The A's are 8 and 14.
I've seen a lot of those.
Look, let's just see. 2024. The A's weren't great at. The A's were 38 and 43 at home and 31 and 50 on the road. It's something I've wanted to monitor all year as to whether or not, because people say, well, the clubhouse and this and that. Like, it would be very interesting in another month maybe to talk to an A's player or A's manager, somebody off the record, because they're not going to come on the record and say it. And just be like, yo, this is your road record. This is your home record. And if that disparity is still that big, like, honestly, is it better on the road? Like, I did hear somebody say yesterday, they were talking about visiting clubhouses, Yankees and Rangers in particular, that just like blow away the home facilities. So it's like the A's are playing in their home facilities, arguably bottom third, if not worst in baseball, minor league level. And by the way, this isn't me taking a shot. Like,
the circumstances they're in.
Yeah. The A's and Kings put a lot of money in trying to spruce everything up from River Cats level. And it's certainly better than AAA, but this just very much feels like a quadruple A situation. And maybe it's a coincidence. It's still really early, Jason, but we are now 48 games, almost 50 games into the season. The A's are 14 and 12 on the road. They're 8 and 14 at home. And I'm not going to do the math right now, but I'm going to guess that's the biggest winning percentage disparity in baseball.
Yeah, you'll take the road record.
Sure.
But, that's the good news. The bad news is you're not taking advantage of being at home.
Number 3, please.
Cut number 3.
Swung on and missed, strike 3. Ball game. And the Royals have a second consecutive win and a second consecutive heart pounder.
I do kind of hate getting back into baseball because that is also more time on my hands to start obsessing on things. So we'll take a break. When we come back, we'll talk about this game. We talked to you about, we told you yesterday,
warning,
about these Royals. And it went a lot deeper than that yesterday. This was no fluke. This was no coincidence. There is a no-hitter they were carrying into the 7th inning, which semi-controversially got stopped. But it may not get easier for the Giants. These ain't your daddy's Royals. You know what that means. We'll take a break. We'll talk about that loss yesterday next.
Live and local.
With everything 49ers.
Intercepted by Fred Warner. Dives for the end zone. Touchdown! San Francisco! Paul George went up and caught the ball. Touchdown!
The 49ers play on Sacktown Sports 1140.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by San Francisco 49ers.
I'm Tamara Berg in the KCRA 3 Weather Center. For your Tuesday, we're looking at a comfortable morning. Headed into the afternoon, temperatures feeling a bit warmer. We'll have less wind today with plenty of sunshine, and afternoon highs will peak in the low 90s. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA 3 News and the KCRA 3 app.
San Francisco 49ers 2025 single game tickets are now on sale. Join the faithful at Levi Stadium. Secure your seats today at 49ers.com/tickets. That's 49ers.com/tickets.
Postseason dunks, threes, buzzer beaters. There's so much NBA happening. I gotta keep up.
Whoa, take it easy there. There's a better way to NBA. All playoffs long.
Wait, really?
With the NBA app, you get real-time stats and scores for every playoff matchup. Witness playoff drama as it unfolds.
Seriously?
Catch every bucket all in one place, all for free.
Where have you been all my life?
There's a better way to NBA. Download the app today. Available on the Google Play, Apple app, and Android stores.
At Power Business Technology, we're not another big box corporation. We're your neighbors, locally owned and operated. We know what businesses like yours need, from reliable printers to high-performance copiers. We'll help you find the right solution with personal service you just can't get online. Need setup or support? We're just down the road and always happy to help. Power Business Technology, family hometown service with big-time solutions. Contact us today for all your business printing needs at 844-POWER-BZ. That's 844-769-3729 or visit us at powercopiers.com.
Skeeter here. Got a question. What's small and dark with white bands on its legs and bites during the day?
Mosquitoes. Hi, I'm Luz Maria Robles, but these are two new types of day-biting mosquitoes. They're invading our area and becoming a big problem.
And they can be dangerous.
But we're on it, so when you see them, report it at fightthebite.net. In the meantime, use insect repellent and drain stagnant water around your yard.
We're here to help with these day-biting mosquitoes.
Visit us at fightthebite.net.
Carmichael Dave here for my good friends at American Energy. As a native Sacramentan, I can tell you, not that you need to know, that it might be nice right now, but turn the corner and oh my God, it's so hot. Yeah, you know, summer is coming. And my friends at American Energy want to make sure you are dialed with your AC unit. So how about this? Half off tune-up right now. It's a special going on, just $24.50 to get your air conditioner tuned up. A free diagnostic. And oh, by the way, if you need a new AC unit, up to $3,500 in rebates on qualifying system installations. That's right. They've been serving the greater Sacramento area since 1981. A+ with the Better Business Bureau. Give them a call, 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990. Here's the song.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
The Memorial Day Race to Savings is on. Get the best deals of the season at Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
Looking to own or lease? During the Memorial Day Race to Savings, drive a brand new Accord or Civic. Visit us today at FolsomLakeHonda.com, your one-stop Honda shop.
As a family-owned and operated dealership since 2009, customer service is our number one priority. Our customers love doing business with us, and you will too.
Folsom Lake Honda, yeah, your one-stop Honda shop.
Why'd I go to the doctor? My heart would race just taking my son to practice. It didn't feel right. So I got checked out. Turns out I have atrial fibrillation, which increases the risk of stroke about 5 times.
Symptoms like irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain, shortness of breath, fatigue, or lightheadedness can come and go. But if it's AFib, the risk of stroke remains. If you have symptoms, contact a doctor.
I'm so glad I did.
Visit NoTimeToWait.com. Sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
Check engine or ABS light on? Take the guesswork out of your warning lights with O'Reilly Veriscan. It's free. Ask for O'Reilly Veriscan.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
How can you free your team from time-consuming office tasks? Amazon Business.
Smart business buying tools enable buyers to find and purchase items fast so they can focus on strategy and growth. Free up your team and focus on your future. Learn more at AmazonBusiness.com.
The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
On Sacktown Sports.
Welcome back. Jason, you have your hand on the... Oh, boy. There, let me look at that on YouTube. Jason just figured out the lights. Why would you even... Not you personally, but what... Jesus. Those lights are...
The second one will come in.
Why do I feel like I'm telling a ghost story? Sorry for those of you listening on the radio. There's two big studio lights. Did the second one already come in, I guess?
Yeah. You turn it off. And
well, I'm asking the people, true, honest question to the YouTube viewers. There are two massive studio lights in my face right now blinding me. Is this better? And then we're going to turn them on. That's kind of ghost story-ish.
It hasn't happened
yet. Yeah, like, I guess. Yeah. Who? Oh, somebody's saying Styles. Cam says Styles used the lights. Yes, it was Styles. Of course it was. Come on,
Alon.
I like that. Alon Styles. The new pronunciation. All right, let's get to the game. I'm getting way too obsessed with this. This is Giants Royals yesterday. Let me share this so y'all can see it. And I don't know. Anyways.
Yeah.
Chris Bubich is the guy that threw the almost no. He ended up giving up, they ended up giving up one run. Final score was 3-1 Royals. And this, if you listen to us yesterday, this is no surprise. No through 7. The Giants did end up managing 6 hits. Bubich went 7 innings, allowing 7 runners, lowers his ERA to 2.67. And what's really fun is if you dive in a little bit deeper, it's actually a pretty fun dive to get into because I'm always fascinated by this type of stuff. Right now, and we talked about it yesterday, the Royals are leading the AL in ERA at 3.03, okay? What's interesting is that Brian Sweeney, a name I would not expect any of you to know, Brian Sweeney took over as pitching coach for the Royals last year. Okay, let me see. Team ERA. I want to find this list for a reason. And this is a name that I think some people should familiarize themselves with because he came over from Cleveland. And boy, did he do wonders with Cleveland. So he was the Cleveland pitching coach from 2018 to 2024. And he regularly, there was 1 year, I want to say in 2023, I was reading it this morning, where Cleveland was, I think, ranked 19th in ERA in the league. Every other year he was there, they ranked 5th or above. And I think 2nd last year, something like that. So they've found themselves what appears to be a gem.
Yeah.
And when you look, Jason, at the Royals pitching staff,
they're all doing great.
They're all doing great. And they're doing great with Cole Reagans, Seth Lugo, Michael Wacha. We know that name. Chris Bubich, who was a 40th overall pick back in, I think, 2019, 2020. He's 27 years old. Chris Bubich is an incredibly interesting story when you dive into it because the guy's lifetime ERA is 4.19. He was a reliever last year that made 27 appearances, dropped his ERA to 2.67 from 3.94 the year before when he only pitched 3 games. He had Tommy John surgery.
That's the thing. So the other part about what they're talking about with the Royals is one of their new secret sauces. Like, look, baseball always goes through things where people seemingly, quote, figure something out. And what the story is apparently with the Royals, the last couple of years, they feel like they've had these same good pitchers.
Yeah.
It's just they've been injured or Tommy John,
that's
or
right.
elbow problems, different things. Well, apparently, Dave, they're throwing 2 pitches, fastballs and changeups. They're not doing a lot of the sweepers and sliders and whatever else.
Simplified it a little.
Simplified it, and they're getting innings. They're not getting guys on the injury list, knock on wood right now.
Mm-hmm.
And it seems very basic to me, but the results are working. And maybe those pitchers those are 2 of their better pitches. That's fine. But like, there's not, this guy's got 6 pitches. It's pretty much what they've just limited it to fastballs and not exclusively, but majority.
And you see that in sports sometimes. It's like, we're just going to simplify the playbook, whether that's the NFL, whatever. You simplify it down, go back to the basics. The Kansas City Royals were 28th in team ERA last year at 5.17. They were at 5.17 last year. This year, they are 2nd overall, just to the New York Mets, 1st in the AL at 3.05. Now, again, we're just through the first 50 games, but you also have to look at Chris Bubich as a guy who right now is a top 5 pitcher in the league. And it's almost like Tarek Skubal of Detroit, where you have these guys that have been around a minute. And this is like, Giants fans will remember this, when you've got pitchers that either aren't figuring it out early enough or have some sort of injury issue. And that is the risk you take when you give up on them. Zach Wheeler is a name that'll come to mind for the Giants fans, who was traded very early in his career, was a huge prospect with the Giants, and he struggled, but now he's been consistently one of the best pitchers in the game for quite a while. Now the Giants go back, take on the Royals again tonight, and there were already we talked about this last week, Jason, they figured it out against the A's. But that's against the A's that they figured it out, where they scored a few runs. Now they're running into this buzzsaw with the Royals, and I think it gets a little easier on paper for them tonight. Yeah, a little bit easier. Michael Lorenzen's got a 3.76 ERA, but he's a crafty little veteran too. They got to figure those bats out, or the Royals are just going to slap them around.
Yeah, which they've been doing, which is impressive. I mean, they kind of sneak in the last couple of years every once in a while. You're like, hey, the Royals are a pretty good team in the AL. It looks like they're doing it again.
I always, even though the Royals and Giants face each other in that world, I always weirdly kind of root for them. Just again, I think it's just a small market thing. Small market,
I get it.
Classic, George Brett. The Royals never did anything to
I always like their stadium.
Kauffman Stadium. By the way, I know we got a break. I was reading about this yesterday. They're having a lot of trouble right now in the government out there. They're trying to come up with a plan for both where the Chiefs play and Kauffman Stadium. I actually thought, I was like, Kauffman Stadium, they just built that like not that long ago. Now, it was a refurbish, I think back in 2010, of the old stadium. It's beautiful, but they're threatening to move them to, they're in Missouri right now, and they're threatening to move them both over across the bridge to Kansas, which I actually feel like Kansas City should be in Kansas, right? It's not Missouri City, right? Yeah. Okay, we'll take a break. When we come back, safe or out? The gauntlet's over. Do the A's know? Another question about Chris Bubich, and we'll reiterate what we just talked about. And a new experiment coming up in baseball. We'll see how Jason Ross feels about that. Safe or out is next.
On the move? Got somewhere to be?
Take Sacramento Kings basketball with you. The Sacktown Sports app will let you stay connected to your passion. Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with the Sacktown Sports app.
Memorial Day savings explode at Maida's Elk Grove Chevy. Save $12,500 off MSRP after rebates. Every new 2025 Silverado Turbo Max in stock.
And Maida Chevy has similar savings on every new Silverado. One of the largest selections of new Silverado in the Sacramento area.
$12,500 off new Silverado. Exclusively at the Maida Chevy Silverado Supercenter. Now that's big, huge. See them all at MaidaChevy.com. Together, let's drive.
Plus 2021 renewal. Not available with special financing, lease, and some other offers.
Come check out Capital Casino, Sacramento's #1 poker room with the most variety of table games in the region in a safe and friendly environment. Plenty of well-lit parking available, conveniently located in downtown Sacramento. And remember, Capital Casino has the best food, the best service, and the best action. 411 North 16th Street in downtown Sacramento. For more information, log on to capital-casino.com, and please gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER.
Hi, I'm Alan Stiles. Injured at work? Call Downtown. Downtown LA Law Group, California's leading injury law firm. With over 40 lawyers throughout California, they've won over $500 million in settlements. Downtown LA Law Group will get you compensation for your work injury. You don't pay unless they win. That's right. You pay zero up front. Call Downtown. Text injury help to 40222. That's injury help to 40222. Visit them at calldowntown.com.
San Francisco! What a laser from Brock Purdy, and what a catch.
San Francisco 49ers single game tickets are available now.
Intercepted by Fred Warner. Fred gets up and runs back the other way. One block, and he's in. Gonna throw left for the end zone. It's caught by George Kittle.
Secure your seats at 49ers.com/tickets.
Touchdown!
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Are you a victim of the timeshare trap and think there's no way out? I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, the original timeshare cancellation expert. And I'm here to tell you that there is a way out. All you need to do is give my office a call. I will send you a timeshare exit information kit absolutely free, explaining how the timeshare industry works and your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free info kit. 800-902-5454. 800-902-5454.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my side softer?
Can I make my side firmer?
Can we sleep cooler?
Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. Your Sleep Number setting. It's the Sleep Number Everything Smart Bed sale. Every smart bed and base are on sale during our Memorial Day event. Up to 50% off, plus free home delivery. Limited time. Exclusively to Sleep Number store near you. Learn more at sleepnumber.com.
Are you thinking about buying a new car? Well, maybe you're on the fence. Let me help you out. Kyle Draper here from Mercedes-Benz of Stockton. From the first time I stepped into the MP of Stockton showroom, I knew I made the right choice. I settled on the all-electric EQS SUV. It's comfortable, stylish, and most importantly, it's safe. Mercedes-Benz has the reputation of making the finest cars in the world. Now it's your turn to experience what I already know. Mercedes-Benz of Stockton is the best car buying experience you'll ever have. It's just a short drive down I-5 or anytime at mbfstockton.com.
Safe or out? It's time to go around baseball. 3 pitches, 3 swings. It's safe or out on the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Coming up at the top of the hour, OKC versus Minnesota starts tonight, our first look. Imagine this matchup 5-10 years ago. Couldn't do it. Go to business.
Bad at basketball.
Safe or out? Question 1, please.
The gauntlet is over and the A's are still losing. Not saying they're there yet, but at what point do A's turn to management?
Now, I want to be clear here. I'm not trying to say fire Mark Kotze, or I'm not even trying to insinuate fire Mark Kotze. And to be honest with you, I don't even know if you could point it. All I'm saying is this. This is usually the time of year where people start taking strong looks, especially if you've got a team that's kind of right in the middle, and the A's are 22-26, but they've lost 6 in a row. They've lost 8 of 10. The Orioles just fired their guy, who's seen a lot of success with them. The A's don't seem particularly injured. They're just very Jekyll and Hyde.
Yeah.
And this is usually, let me just put it like this. If the A's were a franchise that was run like a normal franchise, which to be fair, they have baseball people.
Right.
They just have a weirdo at the top. This would be one of those, if it looks like and it smells like, this would be one of those hot seat things. And if the A's were the Mets, Dodgers, Angels, or Yankees, Cubs, or White Sox, well, not White Sox, I think it would be a bigger story.
Yeah, last night at the game, the amount of times they either hit into a critical double play, left the bases.
Hold on a second. Oh, that's our, okay, sorry. I heard music.
You did?
It's our safer out, but it was so low. Do you not hear? There it is. Yeah. Sorry. It's not, for a second I thought it was a different song altogether. I apologize. Go ahead.
I think the thing that they do best, they're not doing very well right now, which is hit. I think, right. It felt like about a week and a half to 2 weeks ago. I was like, man, if they could shore up their bullpen issues, middle relief issues, this team could maybe be a factor.
I 100% agree with you.
Now, that issue is still there, and now they're not hitting. So they've been gone a week, and they get back home, and at the game, you're like, they put on the scoreboard, the batting order and the averages, and I'm starting to look and go, whoa, Bladay's batting what now? Butler's at what? Oh, Kurtz?
Yeah.
What's happened?
Yeah.
So it's just kind of a collective, besides Jacob Wilson, who's consistently hitting, they, as a team, are not consistently hitting. So if that's what you do best, that's a problem.
I'm looking at this is a couple days ago. It was obviously before Brandon Hyde got fired by the Orioles because he's on this list. Next is actually before Bud Black too, so this might be old. But I'm just looking at next manager fired odds. Ron Washington of the Angels, John Schneider of the Blue Jays. Wasn't that the guy who played one of the Dukes?
Bo
Duke.
I don't know which one.
Yeah. Dave Martinez of the Nationals, Rocco Baldelli of the Twins, Joe Espada of the Astros, Aaron Boone of the Yankees, and Rob Thompson, not to be confused with Robbie Thompson of the Phillies. I've looked at like 4 lists. I don't see Mark Kotze there.
Good.
But also I think
Carmaker.
I think honestly, and yeah, I love Mark, but I also think part of the odds there too, if I'm being honest, not to no disrespect at all to Mark, but I think Vegas also knows John Fisher doesn't want to pay for multiple managers. Yeah. So probably the type
pretty safe.
Yeah. We're not talking about the New York market here and that type of owner. Number 2, please.
Chris Bubich lost a no-hitter against the Giants last night due to a scoring change at second. Did you agree with the call?
I just realized when you say his name, you say a bad word.
What's the bad word?
Boob.
Can't be a bad word.
Well, what? I agree with the call on the surface.
Yeah.
I do. It was a slip. It wasn't it wasn't a boot off his glove. It wasn't,
Glad he gave up another hit.
I am too. But then you always wonder, like, okay, but
would that have happened?
Yeah, it's that butterfly effect thing. But again, Jason's got a buddy who's a official baseball scorer. We'll try to ask him later. I am curious as to what are the determinations? Like, could the scorer rule it an error and then go back and find out that the guy was wearing the wrong cleats, or there was no reason for him to slip whatsoever? I don't know how you do that, because humans have to be able to but
right.
What's the difference between an error and a tripping over your own foot?
Right.
How do you determine that? But yeah, I think he kind of got to score it that way.
Yeah, I think they got it right, as painful as it might have been at the moment. And for the Royals to still win the game, Bubic still pitched well. And, you feel for the second baseman. Imagine if that was the only blemish.
Oh, my God.
Like, man, I just slipped. I should have been able to make that play.
Yeah.
But anyway, it all worked out in the end.
Number 3.
Baseball is going to experiment with the check swing challenge at single A. Are you good with this?
Yes. Yeah. Like, we're there, man. We're there. And the only thing is, I keep saying this, just make it like tennis. Tennis has the best replay system I've ever seen. And part of that's how the game's played. But baseball has some of that too. It's real simple. There was actually a formula as to what is and isn't a check swing. I want to say it was a 45-degree angle. Let me bring it up here. Yeah, the decision will be made based on whether the bat head is ahead of the knob by more than 45 degrees, matching the first baseline for a right hitter, third baseline for a lefty. Short of 45 degrees will be called a no swing. So here's how I envision it. If there is some sort of overlaid line on the plate, and then an overlaid line on, like, let's say it's a red line to show the 45-degree mark, and then a green line shows the furthest the bat went through. So one of the teams says, I want to challenge it. Either I think he checked his swing, or I think he didn't check his swing, depending on which team you are. They simply call it up and bink right there. It's that simple.
Are they going to have that kind of technology at single A?
I think because they're testing this for the major leagues, I'm talking them out of my butt here, but I think I'm right. They're probably going to have the same technology at single A they would use in baseball, so it's apples to in Major League Baseball, so it's apples to apples. I mean, called strike challenges they're imminent,
right.
Imminent, and we've seen them at the minor league level where the batter, touches his helmet or whatever, and it looks really well done.
Yeah.
Like, very simple, very easy, very quick.
Yeah.
And baseball is obviously obsessed with game times and all that.
And they've done a good job with that. I'm with you. I think if they can make this quick, which I don't know why it wouldn't be, if you have the technology and you have the parameters, sure, I have no issue with that. I think it's a good implementation.
There is the idea. I mean, my dad would always say, and we kind of go back and forth. I see his point. I do. And a lot of people feel this way. Like, hey, part of baseball is human error.
Right. A lot of baseball is that.
Right. Whether it's errors on the field, like
really,
we just
but
talked
sports
about.
Is that.
It is. But then the question becomes, well, but if you have the technology, why allow, it's like, this is a life or death thing as opposed to baseball in a game, but like, imagine where you're like, that's the third airplane to go down this year.
Okay.
Well, why don't you use the Acme 3000 airplane tester? Part of flying is human error. You really want to take that away? It's not going to feel the same. Like, dude, if you have the ability to make the thing right, make the thing right. As long as it's not 2 hours per challenge.
Right. Which this shouldn't be.
Shouldn't be at all. We'll take a break when we come back. Our first look at the Western Conference Finals, OKC, Minnesota. Jason's got a word from our friends at Overhead. We'll be right back for hour 2 after this.
The Sacktown Sports 1140 newsletter right to your email. Get your latest on the Sacramento Kings, Athletics, and Republic FC with the Sacktown Sports 1140 newsletter. Visit sacktownsports.com to join.
Jason Ross here to tell you about my friends at the Overhead Door Company of Sacramento. So many reasons to work with them, to love them, to appreciate what they've done. I was at the A's game last night and ran into the great folks at the Overhead Door Company of Sacramento. They've always been about community. They always will be. And it's very important to them. And I think that shows in their 70 plus years of business in our community and surrounding regions. And for us, the reason we worked with them is, one, their experience, their history, and at the end, it's their work. And so we could vouch for you on that and vouch for them on that. The fact that we got brand new doors from the Overhead Door Company of Sacramento. Our garage looks great. The curb appeal is what we were looking for. It looks, when you first drive up to the house, it's the first thing you notice. We've had many people compliment us on that. Also, the return on investment. It is one of the most cost-effective upgrades to increase your home value. We went to the showroom. We saw for ourselves, and you could do the same thing. Picked out our selection of the doors that we were looking for. The showroom is at 6756 Franklin Boulevard. While you're there, ask about the Sacktown Sports Special. But you'll also see and get to meet the great people there and what it will feel like to work with such an outstanding company. Like I said, they are really about this community, and I really appreciate that. You can call them yourselves at 916-421-3747. Overhead Door Company of Sacramento, the genuine, the original overhead door. Always look for the red ribbon logo.
If you're 55 and up, T-Mobile has plans built just for you. 2 lines of unlimited for just $30 a line. That's a 45% savings compared to Verizon and AT&T. But don't just take our word for it.
It's not just the savings that are great with our T-Mobile plan. There's all this value from all these other things that T-Mobile offers.
T-Mobile has been such a savings for us.
We love it.
Switch today and get 2 free 5G phones like the Motorola Edge with Turbo Power charging that gives you power for the day in just 15 minutes. And customers 55 and up can get 2 lines of talk, text, and data for only $30 a line. Go to T-Mobile.com/55 to learn more. With 24 monthly bill credits and 2 new lines with autopay for well-qualified customers, plus taxes, fees, and $35 per line connection charge. Credits end and balance due if you pay off early or cancel. Contact us, plus $5 per line without autopay. Debit or bank account required. 45% off 2 lines versus AT&T Starter and Verizon Welcome. Plan benefits vary. See details at T-Mobile.com. Motorola Edge requires 68-watt charger. Charger sold separately. Actual performance will vary based on usage and configuration.
Some people just know they could save hundreds on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Like, to check you have your phone first, before the cab pulls away.
Hey, thanks, man. No, wait, my phone, come back. It's got my boarding pass, credit cards, phone numbers, my life, come back.
Checking first is smart. So check Allstate first for a quote that could save you hundreds. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Savings vary, subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
Were you uninvited to game night? Do you play board games with the ferocious intensity of an iron-fisted oligarch? Have friends left game night asking, how do you sleep at night? Then you should get a mattress from Mattress Firm. They can help anyone sleep. There's still time. Come to Mattress Firm's Memorial Day sale. Get here soon and save up to $500 on Tempur-Pedic and get a $300 instant gift. Get matched at Mattress Firm. Sleep at night. Restrictions apply. See store or website for details.
With 25 award-winning years in Northern California, Ashton & Price is your local injury law firm. Pro attorney tip: if a firm presents as local but they're in LA, red flag. If your first consultation is not with a lawyer, big red flag. At Ashton & Price, your first consult is with a local attorney, and if serious injury prevents travel, a lawyer will come to you. Still not enough? George Washington's my uncle. At Ashton & Price, no red flags, just red, white, and blue.
Remember, for the best advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton & Price.
When I was in Iraq, our convoy was hit. It was bad. After I came home, I could still hear booms and see tracer fire. Makes it hard to be a good mom.
As America's veterans face challenges, DAV is there.
I'm Naomi Mathis, Air Force veteran.
With the right support, more veterans can reach victories, great and small.
With help from DAV, I was able to begin to heal.
DAV provides a lifetime of support to veterans of every generation, helping more than 1 million veterans each year.
Today, I'm part of DAV. We're veterans helping veterans to get the benefits they've earned. And I give my veterans my all.
But there's more to be done and more victories to be won.
My victory is being able to be here for my children.
Naomi Mathis, thank you for your service. May your victories inspire many more. Support more victories for veterans. Go to DAV.org.
Look, I've played a lot of golf courses in Sacramento, but if you want pristine conditions, a fun layout, and 27 holes that never get old, Timber Creek and Sierra Pines is the spot. The fairway's perfect, the greens smooth and true, the practice facility next level. And whether you're out for a casual round or hosting a big tournament, Timber Creek delivers every time. The course is always in top shape, the staff treats you right, and the experience, it's unmatched. It's easily my favorite place to play in Sacramento. Book your tee time now at timbercreekgc.com.
People are coming from all over to Sacramento Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, from Folsom, Elk Grove, Woodland, Roseville, because they've seen for themselves the huge selection and the best prices at SacSuperstore.com. Good luck finding a lower price anywhere else. And if you do, they'll match it. It's as simple as that. Sacramento Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, where a handshake still means something. Open until 10 o'clock and essentially located right across from Hagen Oaks Golf Course. And online at SacSuperstore.com. The guaranteed lowest price and the best selection of Dodge, Chrysler, Jeeps, and Rams. SacSuperstore.com.
KHD 1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
This is Sacktown Sports 1140. The Carmichael Dave Show.
He's on the microphone when he's not on the microphone. He's playing a song, and when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone. And then boom,
with Jason Ross.
No, he didn't. Yes, he did.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross on Sacktown Sports.
Boom, 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 boom. Church Week continues on the program. Take me to church. Okay, we will. Eric Church.
If we must.
If we must. And I love that we're doing it in advance, giving you some time. November 13th, he'll be at the Guernsey.
Let me check.
Yeah, check your calendar. Get ready for Thanksgiving. Right around the corner. Maybe I'll throw a turkey in my pizza oven.
It's my favorite bit. I don't even know why it's a dumb bit, but every time at the dentist, if you go like twice a year, you get like 6 months later, they go, is November 9th at 2:00. Oh, no, I can't. They're like, okay. I go, I'm
kidding. I have no idea.
And every time I do it.
I wonder what, maybe I'll look later. I wonder what other than like regular scheduled events, I wonder what the furthest out thing I have in my calendar is. I can't imagine it's more than a month or two. Well, I know I have something in July. Okay. No. Oh, I bet you I do know what it is. I'll bet you I do know because I do have something in October. The trip.
Is it set?
Yeah. Well, I have to. I have to get the tickets. I haven't bought the tickets yet, but I don't even know that the flight. I don't even. Yeah, I'm not worried about the tickets.
Yeah.
I'm not.
I think that part you're going to be able to work out where you don't. You might some people.
Yes. Yeah. The tickets. Yeah. Well, what I'm hoping, because I was thinking about this, is I got to check. I'm hoping FSU. What would be really cool is if they were playing a basketball game right around there, because it's October. Oh, that's too early.
Yeah, a little too early.
But I'll bet you they'll be
practicing.
They'll be practicing. And call our old buddy Luke Laux. Yeah. See if we can't. I can't get my dad
tour
in
at least.
Yeah.
Who is this?
Watch a little. I know, right? But no, we're gonna. Well, he's listening.
Who? From where?
I know. Oh, the guy that always used to criticize the team. Yeah. I'll get what? Well,
sure.
Yeah, I'll get you.
Come down here and rip me.
Yeah, you want to come down here and just lay out on the franchise? Great. These are kids. I'm a man. I'm 40. But I don't want to talk too much because I know my dad's probably listening. But we're doing
doing things.
Definitely. Definitely. Did you ever clip up the last one yet?
Wow.
I'm surprised.
That might have been his most frustrated that he was on the air.
I think so.
Oh, man. When was that? I remember it.
Last Thursday.
Yeah, it was the day before Jason was gone. I was wondering. It's like he was trying to recreate the sounder independently.
I think he kind of likes the sounder.
I think he hates the sounder, and I love it. But yeah, we're trying to do some things. But yeah, so that's probably the furthest out for both of those. All righty then. Oh, hey, Ryan Coda's on the YouTube chat. I'm gonna do my best Ryan here. I know he doesn't sound like this, but this is how I read it. Okay. Technical problems at the Sacktown Sports Station. It's a shame there aren't any loyal listeners who do this type of thing for a living who can help. Hey, Ryan, I'm actually at the point where it's like, you know what? Come on in, dude.
For free?
For sure. Yeah, come on in. I'll give him a Jersey Mike sandwich or something. Come on.
Yeah, I don't know how our engineers would feel.
I feel like they would hate it. I'm saying me. I'd be like, hey, can we just have like random tryouts? What we need is because again, I want to reiterate, our engineers are great. They really are. They're great people. They bust their butts. This is not on the engineers. I'm not ripping them. Also, at the same time, I think this show should have a dedicated engineer just to the show. This goes back to we should have our own studio.
Yeah.
We're the big hitters.
That's right.
Give us our own studio.
This all started happening when Tom retired.
Thank you.
I mean, we're not paying a salary anymore.
I know what you said, but it makes me laugh because I swear to God, it sounded at first like you said we're not paying a salary.
That's what I heard.
Is that what you heard too? Thank you. Which then made me think about us like having a
celery.
It's like a big Godfather celery downstairs. Like, hey, this is how my brain works.
Jesus,
I know, dude. OKC, Minnesota. Very excited. Very excited for this. By the way, let's just get it out of the way right now. I have not looked. I haven't looked. Who is favored and by how much? You know what? May I go first?
You may.
I would like to go first. What's interesting about the line today, if I'm Vegas thinking that through, Oklahoma City should certainly be favored. They're at home against Minnesota. But also, like, how do you even factor in for Minnesota's layoff in a good or bad way? Oklahoma City just got done with a 7-game bloodbath with Denver, but they're relatively healthy and they're very deep. So I wonder how that we need an odds guy to come on to after your scorer just to find out how that. I would say I'll say OKC 8.5.
OKC 4.5.
Christopher Lott.
OKC 5.5.
4.5, 5.5, 7.5.
8.5. You said 8.5.
Or 8.5, sorry. No, 7.5. 7.5 is the score.
You're the closest.
OKC by yeah, but I went over. Price is Right rules. Yeah.
I would take the T-Wolves on that one.
Yeah. Here's what I am.
I'm starting to lean T-Wolves in this series, and I could be wrong. I mean, I very much could be wrong.
You could very much be right.
Well,
here's the thing. This is what I'm most curious about. We're not necessarily going to find it out tonight, although we could get a clue. Because you're not going to find it. There's not going to be anything, barring injuries, there's not going to be anything permanent that happens tonight. There could be a blowout on either side. We saw that in the OKC Denver. It doesn't matter. But I am very excited to find out if OKC showed vulnerabilities or if Denver is just that good matched up with OKC. Like, if OKC is in this series, there is a very, very real chance, Jason, that Oklahoma City runs through Minnesota like warm butter.
Mm-hmm.
They trounced Memphis. The one game when Ja got hurt was an exception, but they trounced Memphis. They trounced the whole regular season. And then they run into Denver, and all of a sudden they lose 3 games in that series. It would be very interesting to see the OKC train. Like, okay, they got scared a little bit.
Right.
Now the shackles are off. Now the bricks are off the feet, and they just beat the holy hell out of Minnesota.
All right, here's a question. I think it's a pretty good debate. No clear answer, but I'm curious your answer. Who is the better player, SGA or Ant?
SGA.
You said that pretty quickly.
I did.
Okay.
I think
by a lot? And why?
I think if I'm okay, I'm going to do this on a scale because I think it needs to be nuanced. I think on a scale of 1 to 100, taking everything into account, defense, offense, everything. Let's just say for funsies, if I said SGA was a 100, just to provide a baseline, I think Ant's like an 87.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay.
SGA's not flashy. He doesn't have
right,
that.
but you have that much of a separation between the two.
He's the MVP.
Yeah, yeah.
Not the
no,
MVP.
I mean, the season, he's definitely
top.
that.
Now, I don't know. Now, if you're asking me who's going to be the better player in 2 years, 3, I that might be different. I think right now, which is how I took your question, going into the series, you disagree.
I don't know. I mean, I think it's really close. So when you start to look at the best players in series, I mean, that's a really good debate. I would say Julius Randle's better than. Are we saying Jalen Williams is the second best player on the Thunder?
Probably, yeah. Yeah, I think so.
So now when you start looking at the top level talent on each team, like to me, Denver had such a supreme talent in Jokic. And then there was that crazy stat that was floating around about Jokic playing the most amount of games ever of any NBA player without an all-star or an all-defensive player or an all-NBA player. It's like, man, that's crazy, that the success they've had. But I love the way Randall's playing. I think Ant still has another level to get to.
You're talking about in his career or this year?
Even this postseason. Yeah, just this postseason. Where Randall's playing at that level to me right now. He's playing exceptionally well. I don't know. I just think this is going to be an awesome series. I really do.
I don't know that this. Wow, I'm actually really surprised at this a little bit.
What are you looking at?
I'm just looking at their head-to-head, just head-to-head stats for this year.
It's got to be SGA.
Well, it is SGA, and I think we both knew that, but I didn't realize how much. I mean, the analytics, by the way, box plus minus, SGA 11.5 to 4.3 for Ant. Value over replacement player, 8.9 for Shea, 4.6 for Ant. He's beaten him by 5 full points a game. Ant's got him by 0.7 of a rebound. That and 3-point percentage, neither of them are tremendously great. Ant has him 39% to 37%. But other than that, SGA's got.
Oh, wait, here's a question for you. I see
sir.
at the top it says the matchup they played 4 times. Is that just the 4 games they played head to head, or is that the 82?
Full season
for each
right
guy.
here, but that's their head to head. They went 2 and 2.
Got it.
Now, by the way, stats truly aren't everything, and
Right.
analytics can lie in defense. I think if you had no context and you looked at Shai Gilgeous-Alexander's numbers versus Anthony Edwards' numbers right here, I think the takeaway would be Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is head, shoulders, and feet better than Anthony Edwards. But analytics can lie, especially, like, for example, I used to have fun with Nick Cattles, former host here. One of my favorite arguments of all time was that Nikola Jokic was a better defender than Jason Tatum. And part of that is that Jokic had as good or better analytics pretty much across the board defensively. However, he also had Aaron Gordon, he had Bruce Brown, he had ankle monitor. He was wearing an ankle monitor that year, I think, or with the Lakers.
Yeah.
Kentavious Caldwell-Pope.
Yes.
He had tremendous defenders around him. So it kind of I'm not saying that Gilgeous-Alexander doesn't deserve these analytics, but also his cast helps him there. But if you're asking me right now who's going to be the better player in 4 years, I don't know.
Yeah.
And if you told me it was Anthony Edwards, 3 years,
right,
I'd be like, yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
I mean, Christ, the guy's averaging 27.5 points a game, and he's like 18. So you have 2 super dupers. You have arguably, if you consider Nikola Jokic middle generation, Kevin Durant and Steph Curry older generation, these are arguably the 2 biggest faces of the next generation coming to us. Maybe Wembanyama and a couple others in there as well. It's going to be exciting. We'll take a quick 1-minute break. When we come back, 3 for madness, anger golf, the NFL and the Olympics, and let's think about watching Hoosiers again, and made me think of our third question, Indiana and basketball. We'll do that next.
You never know what you might hear when listening to a Sacramento Kings game.
Out of Keegan, going for another triple. Man, is he feeling it. Keegan, can he do it? Yes, there's number 11, Keegan Murray. Keegan steps back, He just knocked down his 12th three-pointer, a Kings franchise record. He's got 45 points.
Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with Sacktown Sports and the Sacktown Sports app.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my side softer?
Can I make my side firmer?
Can we sleep cooler?
Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. Your Sleep Number setting. It's the Sleep Number Everything Smart Bed sale. Every smart bed and base are on sale during our Memorial Day event. Up to 50% off, plus free home delivery. Limited time. Exclusively the Sleep Number store near you. Learn more at sleepnumber.com.
Welcome to Staples.
Hi, I hear Staples prints it all.
Oh, you bet. Posters, banners.
Can you print it all for Father's Day?
Oh, of course. Photo gifts like canvas prints, photo puzzles.
Can you print it all for graduation?
Sure can. Custom cards and invites.
Can you print a huge banner with the grad's picture?
Oh, definitely.
Even an embarrassing baby picture?
Oh, those are the best kind.
I know, right?
Print it all for dads and grads at Staples. And right now, get 40% off custom cards, invites, and photo gifts. N75 exclusions apply. Visit staples.com/print for details.
3 questions, 3 answers. It's 3 for Madness on the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Here's question 1.
All righty then, coming up at 7:28. How did Oklahoma City get here? Not in Sacramento, but
yeah, they're not here.
And I'm not saying like via plane either. Like, how did Oklahoma City go from where they were to where they are, and what does the future look like? Same thing with Minnesota. I think there are 2 entirely different looking futures for those 2 clubs. And by the way, you are arguably have the 2 best general managers / all the titles are all over the 2 best presidents of basketball operations in the game. In Sam Presti and Tim Connolly.
Mm-hmm.
So be an interesting conversation between the 2. It's not a coincidence. And we'll find a way, or at least I will, to tie it back to the Kings somehow, I promise you. In the meantime, it is 3 for Madness. It is question 1.
Wyndham Clark apologized for snapping his driver after throwing it last weekend. Did he need to say sorry?
So this was at the PGA Championship, and he teed off, driver, ball went crazy off kilter. And he, in anger, just whipped his driver. It ended up hitting one of the little paper cardboard signs, putting a hole in it, snapped his driver. He lost it. So here's the thing. Yes. Yeah, it was good of him to apologize. And he said something, I'm going to paraphrase, but you get the gist. It was like, we have a job and a duty to be professionals. And I'm not advocating for it, Jason, but like, that's a real unfiltered emotion. Comparing pressure
as a fellow golf club thrower,
I would like to say as a former golf club. Yes, I it's tough to compare pressures across sports. You may make the field goal, the hit in the bottom of the ninth, but the thing about golf is it is only you.
The game of golf.
There is no teammate, your caddy aside. You are the one ultimately making the shots.
But what about the Ryder Cup?
I mean, still just you out there. I like the voice. On top of that, by the way, speaking of the caddy gets paid when you get paid.
Right.
It's the only one really where, imagine like, if the Royals got beat yesterday by the Giants and then the Giants beat them again today, they automatically take a 3rd loss and go back to Kansas City. Like, these guys spend the time, money, and effort, and I'm not feeling bad for them, to fly to whatever tournament, and damn near half the field has to go home 2 days early and doesn't get paid. On top of that, you could beautiful 18 holes of golf in the first round, you're in the lead. You followed up with a 66 on day 2. That is awesome. Day 3, you shoot a 4 over 8, a quad bogey on 7, a triple bogey on 8, a double bogey. Guess what? Your entire, it's over. You in any other sport, you can make a mistake,
right?
And depending on the clock, you can come back. You could have the worst strikeout ever, throw an interception, air ball at 3. You got time. In golf, the pressure and the pressure that accumulates over 4 rounds. Yeah, he needed to apologize, Jason, but this is a long-winded way of me saying, you know what? I don't mind the pure if we're going to be all over Rory McIlroy for being like, I won the Masters,
Right.
I'm so upset. Why can't we give grace to a guy who's showing emotion?
Yeah, I think if anybody that's played golf, I think the frustration levels, maybe if you're beginning, it's like, why is this so difficult? I can't even hit the ball, or I'm hitting grounders, or whatever you're doing. Then as you get a little bit better and maybe you've had some success, whatever that means to you,
yeah,
it can also get frustrating because now you've got some sort of expectations. Now you take it to the highest level where obviously you're extremely talented. You're the 1%. And it's your livelihood. It's your, like you just laid out, your own financial well-being, your family's financial well-being, your caddies, the impact you have on a lot of people that are supporting you.
That's right.
Yeah, he probably more apologized for the look of it than his actual actions.
Yeah.
Because, and I'm sure there's an embarrassment. It's like, yeah, I lost it a bit.
Yeah.
But that you're right. It was raw. It was emotional. It's how he felt in the moment. He didn't fake that. It's probably just not the best look.
NFL football guy makes a bad play, throws his helmet on the sideline. The guy strikes out in baseball, breaks his bat over his knee. Like, that's fine. Basketball, but golfers are like, it's gentlemanly. I get it, but
yeah.
Number 2, please.
Question 2.
The NFL will okay flag football for the 28 Olympics. Is this a good thing?
No, it's so stupid. It's so stupid. This is so stupid. I don't even know why how it's expected to pass with the owners. And look, they're working out an insurance. They're going to then work with the Players Association, insurance policies for the players, cap relief if a player is injured. What is the upside for the owners? What's the upside for the franchises?
Global recognition.
Great. Awesome. They need it.
I don't know what the upside is, but I know if I'm going to pick a player, Saquon Barkley, and he wins gold, they're going to milk, welcome back, gold medalist, but I don't know what the upside is.
It's very fair.
Or gold medal bobblehead day. They're selling out Philadelphia Eagles games anyway. I don't know.
And the players want to be, the players are some of the best athletes in the world.
We know what the downside is. That's an easy one.
Yeah, I get that it's weirdly for the NFL. It's actually a really nice thing to do for the players. They want, and they're going to limit how teams can only have one representative on a national team. I get it. These players want to be gold medalists.
The upside's you and I.
What
consumers watching?
Sure.
Because again, no offense to Jim Turner and Mike Williams or whatever, but if Saquon Barkley and Patrick Mahomes are playing, the Olympics were great when Steph and LeBron.
Yes, they were.
Some would argue, let the college guys go. Okay, maybe, but they may not win. And we're all about winning here in the U.S.
Right.
But I think to me, it would be more entertaining to know the players that are playing.
Well, first off, you can just hand the gold medal to the Americans in this event. You can literally hand it to them right now. Secondly, so that's kind of dumb.
Because the NFL guys are there or not?
Yeah.
Or would they get it anyway?
Probably, because football's not really.
If you've ever seen an English athlete throw a football, it's wild.
It's and literally and figuratively, it's wild. Also, you mentioned the consumer, but here's the thing, dude. If Christian McCaffrey is out there, I'm so pissed as a Niner fan. I care about the players. I want them to have great family lives. I get attached to them. I do not care if you win a gold medal. That's not my problem. Go win a Super Bowl. That's why you're here. And God forbid, and I'm speaking of anybody who knows who Robert Edwards is, God forbid someone gets hurt doing this. Awesome. Cool. Well, that's great.
You're thinking of the worst, but
I am.
You have to.
I am.
Better
this
than
isn't archery.
If De'Aaron was messing around with the Olympic team, or Keegan.
I don't like that either.
But if they come back healthy and a gold medal,
great.
Isn't that cool?
Awesome. It is. It is cool.
But it's got to hit all those.
I even understand having Kings players in the USA basketball system. I think you can actually see a tangible benefit to their game, being around those players, around that coaching and all that. Here's the reality why I've always not liked it. Number one, USA basketball and Kings players, like when DeMarcus Cousins was in USA basketball, You know what happened? He got recruited every single time. Every single time he went to any USA basketball thing, he was surrounded by superstars in the league. This is true. They were like, dude, get out of there. What are you doing? Go away. Come play with us. It's a recruiting fest to try to pull our guys out of here, number one. Number two, they also get a chance. Oh, wow. Oh, is this what it's like to be coached by this person and this staff? And this is a real thing. These people have careers. They have futures. They have legacies they want to build. I know it sounds jacked up of me. I don't want them knowing what we draft them and force them here. I don't necessarily want them to know what else is out there because there's decent odds based on the history of this team. They're going to be like, oh my God, wait, you mean I can live in Miami in like a villa looking out the ocean and be coached by Eric Spoelstra and here's Pat Riley and have a culture where I can rely on my teammates and people aren't leaving every time? From a Kings fan's point of view, a purely selfish, I admit, point of view, I get nothing out of our players going other than putting more mileage on themselves, the risk of injury, and also, there might be other things out there.
Right.
It's not like they're bringing players over here. So anyways, I think it's stupid. I think it's absolutely stupid of the NFL, but Jerry Jones is behind it, so what could go wrong?
Exactly.
Number 3, please.
Question 3.
The Pacers are in the Eastern Conference Finals. The Indiana Fever have Caitlin Clark and storming the NBA world. Is Indiana basketball back?
So back. I mean, really, it's kind of fun to look at. First off, Indiana and basketball, they have almost a Green Bay Packers-esque relationship, but it's different because it's not like the Pacers are some foundational team, but you got Hoosiers. You got Bobby Knight in Indiana. Isn't that the birthplace of, I don't know, was that Springfield, Massachusetts, I guess, right? Wasn't that where Naismith was when he...
The shot clock was invented in Fort Wayne, Indiana.
There you go. How do you know that? That's pretty good.
I've been to Fort Wayne, Indiana.
Oh, okay.
Really?
Indiana as a state is the Green Bay of basketball. And now they have Tyrese Halliburton and Miles Davis, Miles Turner, and the rest of Indiana, the Pacers in the Final Four. Caitlin Clark is taking over not just the WNBA world, but the sports world. Indiana football.
They got a fever.
They got a fever. And the only cure for that is, more fever.
More basketball.
Yeah, that too. I love it. Good for you, Indiana.
Yeah.
There's nothing else out there.
These are the best of times for the
They
Hoosiers.
are.
Right?
They are.
And they're enjoying it. Can they remake Hoosiers? Hoosiers 2.
Ugh.
Okay. No?
Like a live action version?
Live action. Would they do a follow-up or just like, what do you feel about when they remake movies? It's basically the same movie, just updated.
Just rename it. Don't use the same name.
Hoosiers 2 Electric Boogaloo?
Yes. The college years?
A 58-year-old aging Jimmy Chitwood is years removed from his NBA career. Always a loner. He goes back to his hometown and sees how
Coach's Hickory
sees how broken down his town is. The morale is low. And there's a coach at his old high school. He just happens to wander on and shoot some baskets. Chitwood does. And he sees this coach berating the players. And there's a little bit of a confrontation. And the guy leaves. And next thing you know, the principal asks Jimmy Chitwood, who's Mr. Loner, to come back and coach the squad. And he reluctantly agrees. And his wife passed a few years ago. He's been kind of against the world. And the English teacher lady catches his eye and she thinks the kid should be in school and blah, and romance ensues. And Jimmy Chitwood comes back to lead Billy Oakthorpe and the rest of the team to.
And they run the picket fence to win it.
No, they lose it. This time,
This is depressing.
This time they lose in the finals on a last second shot.
Movie.
But in losing, they win so much more.
Oh my gosh, you're just lame.
Coming soon, Hoosiers return to
coming to Tubi.
Hoosiers, even more Hoosing.
My source in Indiana said, I did not know that basketball was gone from Indiana. Therefore, I did not know that it returned.
Wow.
Very poetic.
Is your source in Indiana a basketball fan in general?
I mean, they're from Indiana.
I understand that. That's not
Did
the
they
question.
invent the shot clock?
Yeah.
They are a very good shooter. I will say that.
We'll take a break of the basketball.
Yes.
Okay. When we come back, hey, how did Oklahoma City get here? How'd they get here? What happened? What'd they do? After that, Minnesota, we'll get to that next.
Domantas Sabonis plays here.
He finds Sabonis, put the frosting on the cake, put the cherry on the sundae. Sabonis with a two-hand flush makes it 114-106.
Sacktown Sports is your proud home of the Sacramento Kings.
Carmichael Dave here for my good friends at American Energy. As a native Sacramentan, I can tell you, not that you need to know, that it might be nice right now, but turn the corner and oh my God, it's so hot. Yeah, summer is coming. And my friends at American Energy want to make sure you are dialed with your AC unit. So how about this half off tune-up right now? It's a special going on, just $24.50 to get your air conditioner tuned up. A free diagnostic. And oh, by the way, if you need a new AC unit, up to $3,500 in rebates on qualifying system installations. That's right. They've been serving the greater Sacramento area since 1981. A+ with the Better Business Bureau. Give them a call, 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990. Here's the song.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
The Memorial Day Race to Savings is on. Get the best deals of the season at Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
Looking to own or lease? During the Memorial Day Race to Savings, drive a brand new Accord or Civic. Visit us today at FolsomLakeHonda.com, your one-stop Honda shop.
As a family-owned and operated dealership since 2009, customer service is our number one priority. Our customers love doing business with us, and you will too.
Folsom Lake Honda, yeah, your one-stop Honda shop.
If you're 55 and up, T-Mobile has plans built just for you. 2 lines of unlimited for just $30 a line. That's a 45% savings compared to Verizon and AT&T. But don't just take our word for it.
It's not just the savings that are great with our T-Mobile plan. There's all this value from all these other things that T-Mobile offers.
T-Mobile has been such a savings for us.
We love it.
Switch today and get 2 free 5G phones like the Motorola Edge with Turbo Power charging that gives you power for the day in just 15 minutes. And customers 55 and up can get 2 lines of talk, text, and data for only $30 a line. Go to T-Mobile.com/55 to learn more. With 24 monthly bill credits and 2 new lines with autopay for well-qualified customers, plus taxes, fees, and $35 per line connection charge. Credits end and balance due if you pay off early or cancel. Contact us, plus $5 per line without autopay. Debit or bank account required. 45% off 2 lines versus AT&T Starter and Verizon Welcome. Plan benefits vary. See details at T-Mobile.com. Motorola Edge requires 68-watt charger. Charger sold separately. Actual performance will vary based on usage.
In local sports.
They just make it interesting,
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross
on Sacktown Sports.
Oh, is that right? Top Gun 3 has begun production. Let's go.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Might be pushing the envelope there, but
wait, Chris, you still haven't seen Maverick?
No.
Hey, Chris.
I loved Maverick.
I've seen the movie Maverick with Jodie Foster and Mel Gibson.
James Garner?
Yes.
Yeah, Mel Gibson.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, you know what? I'll be back here a week from this Saturday, but what about the following weekend? You know what I think would be fun? And Jason, you're more than welcome. You've already seen the movie. Chris, why don't you come over? Why don't you come over and let me do a screening of Maverick for you?
You're doing this because you know I'd say no.
Why would you say no?
Because I don't want to see it.
Oh.
Why don't you want to see it?
I'll come over if Chris does.
I'll come over if Jason does.
Okay.
Oh, I'm in.
Let's do
love that movie.
Let's do
love
it.
it.
Same.
I've probably seen it at least 4 times.
I think I'm right there.
But it's been on a lot. Like,
I will say this every once in a while. I don't want to ruin anything for Chris here, but everyone, like, I legit, if I need a pick me up,
yeah,
I will go on YouTube and I'll bring up the scene when Tom Cruise proves the thing.
Yeah,
you know what I'm talking about?
Awesome.
Scientology.
Yep.
Yes.
On the couch.
Yes.
It's really incredible.
Yeah, jumping up and down.
Yeah.
I love that scene.
Yes.
And
love it.
But also,
you didn't see it in the theater, or you did?
No, I did.
Okay.
No, I did.
It was really good in the theater.
It was. That's why I'm saying. That's why I want him to come over. We'll get in the cave.
Turn a cave.
I have a little Get in a cave. Got the little seats. I'll pop some popcorn. Get some candy. The whole theater experience ready to go.
Can we have some pizza?
That's just
too far.
That is over the line, friend.
Dang it. That's the day to try it again. You're going to get it right. Chris is an experienced pizza maker.
Yeah, I could give you a hand.
Did I just ruin it?
If we were off air right now, there's 3 words I had ready to go. The first one starts with F and the last 2 end with you guys, but I'm gonna and by the way, we friend you guys. Yeah. I had 3 words for you. That's not really funny. Yeah, no, honestly, I think, but I don't want to do the thing where we over talk it either and build it up too much, because I think part of the reason I love the movie so much is my expectations were rock bottom.
Well, my expectations are pretty low.
Yeah, but like, if both of us are so universal on how,
what'd you think of MacGruber?
It was fine.
Jason and I
loved it.
Yeah, okay.
We put that out there very.
I mean, but Chris loves it.
That's like his favorite movie.
It's my favorite movie.
I like it a lot. You thought it was okay.
I thought on a scale of 1 to 10, okay, MacGruber as a movie is a 5. MacGruber as clips,
as laughing,
is like a 9.5.
Yeah.
Very funny moments in that movie. Just also,
yeah,
I mean, the movie's better if you're not on your phone the entire time.
I was not on my phone the entire time. What were you looking?
There's a light that kept shining.
That's not my fault. Sometimes my flashlight goes on.
Oh, just
right. I think somebody kept dropping Skittles, or I don't know what it was. Anyways, I had to take a phone call.
It's probably Nate.
2 things. We forgot it was 4 for badness today.
Oh, yes, that's right.
I will ask question 4. We don't have the music, damn it. All right, question 4. Which is stranger, chicken nuggets at Taco Bell or nachos at Subway? Jason pointed to a commercial this morning. I'd never seen it. There's nachos at Subway.
I feel like that's the answer.
Yeah, I would try chicken nuggets from Taco Bell. There's not a chance in the world I would try nachos from Subway.
Why would?
Well, if someone brought them in, you would. You wouldn't order them.
Like they look gross.
Oh, yeah, footlong for $6.99. Sorry, I'm trying to see how much the nachos are.
But aren't they like Doritos?
Yes, which
is fine.
Doesn't instill confidence. Right. But I would try them. Subway's latest foot-long snack is freshly prepared to order, starting with classic Doritos nacho cheese flavored chips, layered with cheddar cheese sauce, so it's the nacho sauce, cheddar cheese sauce, and shredded Monterey cheddar cheese. What is Monterey cheddar cheese? Monterey Jack. Never heard of Monterey cheddar cheese. Have you? Am I weird? Okay. Piled with the perfect amount of spicy jalapeno slices, trying to do the pronunciation right, diced tomatoes and red onions, and finished with zesty Baja Chipotle sauce. Guests can add rotisserie-style chicken or steak at no extra charge. What?
Wow.
With the option to add a scoop of smashed avocado for an additional cost. So what this sounds like to me is
the avocado costs more, but not the chicken or beef.
Right? You know what this sounds like to me? This sounds like they already had all this stuff on there, except for the nacho cheese, which you can get in a giant vat at Sam's Club for like $10, and Doritos,
which they have there. They sell chips.
You know what? I'm gonna tell you something. If you're looking for the authentic nacho flavor, this isn't where you stop. It's not where you go. If you're looking for a snack, I'll bet you it's good. What did I describe in there that doesn't sound good?
I would do it without
Subway.
Throw out the jalapenos.
Okay, yeah. No jalapenos, please.
And red onions are tricky. I like them.
But also,
when you
there's
when you
reverb.
tip the scale,
Yeah.
too many.
Yep.
So I don't know. I'd be light on those.
Chris, these are all good. And I'm in no way, shape, or form trying to argue that Subway nachos are good classic nachos. I'm not. There's no argument there. What I'm saying is I don't feel like any of those ingredients I laid out, like if it's 8 o'clock at night and you're snacking watching a movie and someone pulls up with a foot long of Subway nachos, I don't feel like there's anything in there you're going to be like, ew.
I would have to be very, very, very hungry. I'd have to be in the mood to be very, very,
very hungry on a Friday or Saturday around 8 p.m.?
Occasionally.
Hello, Chris.
Hey, how you guys doing this morning?
Good. How are you?
Good. I'm just wondering if you could settle a debate between me and my 16-year-old son.
Absolutely. That's why we're here, friend.
He's a young head. I'm an old head.
Uh-huh.
Who has had the better career, James Harden or Allen Iverson? And who is the better player in their prime?
Allen Iverson. No argument.
Easy.
Better
Easy.
career, though? Harden.
That one gets a little touchy.
Well,
Iverson made the finals.
Iverson did make the finals. And surrounded by Samuel Dallenberg and friends.
And won the one game against the Lakers in that postseason.
I'm going to be really honest here. You could have asked me who has a better career, Cherokee Parks or James Harden, and I would have said Cherokee Parks. I think
but better players, Iverson.
Right. Like James Harden to me is just the emptiest calories of all time. I hate his game. I hate watching him. I hate the way he plays. I hate that he's a foul merchant. And I feel like he's an NBA virus. He infects. He has ruined Joel Embiid. Joel Embiid pre-James Harden was the awesome guy, part of the process that had injury issues. Joel Embiid post-Harden is almost unwatchable and is a giant whiny baby. So I am 100%. Whereas Allen Iverson was the epitome of dudes would basically take baseball bats to him in the key because he's 5'1" and a $105, and he would find ways through heart, soul, passion, and just badassery to lead the league in scoring and just be awesome. So I don't know. Allen Iverson is everything to me a basketball player should be. James Harden is everything a basketball player shouldn't be. I am biased. That's how I feel.
I totally agree, guys, and thank you for saying that. Now he has to mow the front and the backyard.
Yeah, make him do it.
Can I say one thing? Hey, Chris, one thing before you go though? There's also a really good chance we're just old people and don't get it. You know that, right?
I've tried to get him on YouTube highlights of Iverson, and he's just like, well, he's quick.
All right.
And I'm like, whoa.
Okay. Do me a favor. When you get off the phone, he's already in school, right? I assume.
No, he's on his way. We're on the way.
Oh, okay. Is he in the car right now?
Yeah, he's in the back. He's got his headphones on.
Okay.
He don't. Yeah.
When we hang up, say to him the following. Say, James Harden's game is sus. And compared to Allen Iverson, he has absolutely no riz.
I will definitely do that. And then I'll say no cap. We'll see how we like that.
No cap. Thank you.
Wow, I hated that.
I'm with you.
You have to learn how to speak teenager.
Did you just do that?
Dude, honestly, I'm basically fluent in teenagering. Like we sit around and talk with all my kids' friends. They probably walk away like, that's the coolest dad I've ever seen in my life. He talks just like us.
Avery, is your skin literally crawling off your body right now?
They hate it so much when I use those terms. Okay, here's another thing for you, because obviously we've blown through the OKC segment. We'll get to that next. I did spy this, and I thought it was rather interesting, Jason Ross. Since Oh Christ, did I delete it? Since Tampa Bay, yep, I did. Since Tampa Bay and Arizona both came into Major League Baseball as expansion teams,
Mm-hmm.
they have the exact same amount of wins and the exact same winning percentage.
Really?
Yeah, exactly.
That's crazy.
Exactly. And they came in at what, like 89 or something?
98.
That too? That's crazy.
No, it could have been 98.
Wait, you just said 98,
Yeah,
dude.
I know. Like, did the Diamondbacks go to the World Series that quickly?
No. Let's see. When did they come in here? The Arizona Diamondbacks they began playing in 98. Told you. Nailed it. And then wow, they won a World Series in 2001 and they came in the league in 98. Is that the craziest thing that's ever happened in sports that we don't talk about?
Didn't the Knights win it like in their second season?
Ooh, that's hockey. I'm talking about sports. Like, they won a World Series. Imagine all the other teams that have never won a World Series and been around since like 1812. And the Diamondbacks come in and win it in their first 3 years. We went through all of that. Wasn't that when somebody eBayed Luis Gonzalez's gum? You remember that story?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. Anyways, we'll take a break. When we come back, Jason, Oklahoma City, Minnesota tonight.
Yeah. How'd they get here?
How did OKC get here?
Yeah.
We'll talk about
they like Subway nachos.
I'm bringing some in, dude. Talk about that next.
On the move? Got somewhere to be?
Take Sacramento Kings basketball with you. The Sacktown Sports app will let you stay connected to your passion. Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with the Sacktown Sports app.
I'm Ken Korak with your Green and Gold Report, brought to you by Comcast Business, powering possibilities. Well, with second baseman Zach Geloff having spent the entire year on the IL, the A's offseason acquisition of Luis Urias as a free agent has turned out to be a shrewd move. As of the end of the last homestand, Urias had started 20 consecutive games at second base, hitting 4 home runs, including a walk-off against the White Sox, and his OPS almost .830.
Comcast Business helps turn today's small businesses into engines of modern business. It's how restaurants become reliably up and running neighborhood favorites. It's how retailers become seamlessly restocking, cyber-securing must-visit shops. And it's how healthcare offices become data-managing caregivers that we all depend on. With reliable connectivity, enhanced cybersecurity, advanced fiber solutions, and Wi-Fi backup, Comcast Business is powering the engine of modern business.
Whitey here for Napoleon Grills, reminding you that when buying a new grill, every detail matters. While supplies last, you'll receive a $149 gift with purchase on every new Napoleon Prestige stainless steel grill. The kit even includes a pizza lover starter kit and much more. And now up to $79 off Napoleon Rogue models. Napoleon grills are built different, built better, built to last, with a lifetime warranty and premium steel that boasts amazing quality. Visit Green Acres Nursery today for your best selection of Napoleon grills and accessories.
People are coming from all over to Sacramento Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, from Folsom, Elk Grove, Woodland, Roseville, because they've seen for themselves the huge selection and the best prices at SackSuperstore.com. Good luck finding a lower price anywhere else. And if you do, they'll match it. It's as simple as that. Sacramento Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, where a handshake still means something. Open until 10 o'clock and centrally located right across from Hagen Oaks Golf Course. And online at SackSuperstore.com. The guaranteed lowest price and the best selection of Dodge, Chrysler, Jeeps, and Rams. SackSuperstore.com.
Febreze. As a rideshare driver, I love keeping my car smelling fresh and clean. So when I'm driving, I only trust Febreze car vent clips, featuring 3 distinct intensity settings, because it's that little touch that sets me apart. I can turn the intensity down for subtle freshness, or I can turn it up for when I want lots of scent. So whether it's set to low, medium, or high, with Febreze car, I know my car's going to smell amazing. Which keeps my driver rating right where it belongs. Picking up Oscar!
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Do you find yourself stuck in a timeshare? Get the real facts about the timeshare industry and your options for cancellation. Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, has put together a free information guide that reveals the secrets the timeshare industry doesn't want you to know, including the 5 ways to get rid of your timeshare. Call now and get this timeshare cancellation guide absolutely free.
Call 800-646-5959. That's 800-646-5959. 800-646-5959.
The only place in the morning to get your sports fix. Live and vocal. The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
You think there's a chance that, like, decades from now, when everyone's got like automatic driving cars, are they gonna let people drink beers in their car?
Or you mean, would that be illegal?
Yeah,
illegal. I mean,
legal. Yeah,
or legal.
Yeah, could you just pound a couple beers?
I don't think so.
By the way, not
I don't
advocating
know.
this.
Right.
I'm just honestly curious. I guess no, because like you need to be coherent if something went wrong, right?
Right, but hopefully the premise is that doesn't go
wrong.
Right?
I mean, if they have
thought process, like what, honestly, if we be getting to that world, what would be the difference of you laying the seat back and sleeping?
Yeah, no, because I honestly think, I mean, in our lifetime, we'll probably have cars that don't have a driving option. Like you can't switch it to manual. Like it's automatic, dude.
I feel like I'm going to be one of the old heads then and go,
so would I.
Don't trust it.
Same.
I've driven since I was 16.
No, I have full self-driving on the car I drove in today, and I use it.
Is that why you're parked on the roof?
But that's part of the problem is that, so like sometimes when I'm leaving here, I'll have it on. It'll take me to my house, but it won't take me into my driveway. It'll pull up right in front of the house, but to park it in my driveway, I have to turn it, I have to, bing, bing. I have to hit the brake to disconnect it and finish that up. So I think that it's the parking and the leaving that I kind of do manually, and it still trips me out. Like when I hit 80 off of 160, if I have it on full self-driving, I almost always, when you have to merge, like I'm sure it's fine, but man, it makes me nervous.
Yeah. So
construction areas.
This is the example I've always used in my own mind, and I don't even know what the answer to it is. One time I'm driving on the freeway, and randomly a car in front of me swerved last second, and there was a ladder in the middle of the road of the freeway. And I had the decision, like it was on me. And I was like, as quick as I could look to the right and to the left, and I was pinched. And I just braced for, I had to go over it.
Yeah.
I had to.
How'd that work? By the way, what happened?
Actually, it was okay.
Wow.
I mean, it sounded like I ran over everything in the world.
Sure.
And I'm like, the whole undercarriage, everything's going to be gone. I got home, I go, oh, it's actually okay. But I don't know what I don't know what the car would do there. Does it panic? Does it stop? Does it brake? Does it go? Like, I don't know. Now, I also could have made the wrong decision. I was okay.
Sure.
But some people would have freaked out and just immediately turned. I mean, doesn't mean there's not operator error. But I just think about situations like that.
Yeah, no, it's the right thing to think about, honestly. And I don't want to sound like I'm an advocate. It's my own personal experience. But I think the thought process is the car will make better decisions in a quicker time than I will and you will. But yeah, I'm with you. Here's the weirdest stat of the day, or it's not weird. It's just a stat of the day when it comes to the Western Conference Finals. Gentlemen, I don't expect you to get it. I'm just going to ask you to take a guess. When was the last Western Conference Finals that took place outside of Texas or California?
Oh, gosh.
Everyone play along at home.
Okay, I might say something. Is it in the 60s? Did I go too far?
You went too far.
Okay. Oh, well, no, never mind. I don't know.
Chris, yeah. It's
I
okay.
have a good idea because it's my what's hot and what's not.
Is it really? I hate screwing Chris like that, mostly. 1996 is the last time the Western Conference Finals was played outside of Texas or California. I probably could have done you a solid there and been like, and wait to find out at 1996.
Seattle and who?
I'm looking it up right now.
That's Bulls.
No, Western Conference
Oh,
Finals.
Western Conference.
Seattle.
All right.
Hang on. Let's
Go ahead.
see. Phoenix?
I'll hide it from you.
No.
No, you are half right.
Oh, Phoenix. Or was it Seattle?
It was Seattle.
Seattle
It was a
defeated.
7-game series.
Oh.
It was a 7-game series.
Not Denver.
Was not. I will say
Utah.
That is correct. Yeah. And the Seattle Sonics beat the Utah Jazz in Game 7 in Seattle to go to the finals despite being outscored by the Jazz 19-17 in the fourth. They went on to win 90-86 and advanced to the Western Conference Finals.
Seattle. Chris, who's that?
No. Is it 8? You said NBA.
Well, I would say now some might say it's the Oklahoma City Thunder.
Oh, gotcha.
I don't subscribe to that.
Right.
I don't subscribe to the Thunder. Like, we're all on the same page, right? Like, if the Thunder win the championship, this isn't Seattle, and it's not part of the. This isn't
Oklahoma City.
Yeah, and this isn't like I don't know how many. Seattle just won one title, right? I think Lenny Wilkins. So yeah, this isn't the second title for the Thunder. They don't get to. No, this is their first. But I think they still have that stupid gold thing on the back of their jerseys, right? Like the Kings do. It's like it's like us counting Rochester,
right?
Which is dumb. We're going to talk a lot about Oklahoma City, Minnesota, how they got here, or we're not ever going to talk about it.
We can do that next.
We can do that next. We've got Western Conference preview as well, and the parity in the Western Conference Finals over the last few years as well. We'll get to all that next.
Stay up to date on Sacramento sports. Join the Sacktown Sports 1140 newsletter. Visit SacktownSports.com.
When I wake up
The best mornings
in the morning light,
start with Wrangler.
I pull on my jeans and I feel alright.
Jeans, jackets, and shirts that get your day started. Good mornings make for better days. Wrangler, for the ride of life.
This is the story of the one. As a lineman, he does whatever it takes to keep the power on in his community. And he wants a partner like Grainger who does the same. Grainger offers the professional-grade products he needs, from voltage detectors to harnesses to hard hats, plus fast, dependable delivery, so he can rise to every challenge. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by.
Hey, it's Mike Rohn. If I have a choice, I like to do business with companies that actually stand for something. That's why I switched from Verizon to Pure.
on this team to get traded to you for any player that fits salary-wise, Victor Wembanyama, LeBron James, or you can have Sam Presti be the GM of this team for the next 15 years. I wouldn't even hesitate to take Presti.
If they got Sam Presti, and for whatever reason, after I don't know how much time we would need to have a good evaluation, but like 3 years, and they weren't good,
I would 100% blame the franchise.
Something wrong here.
100% blame the Kings.
That curse, whatever it is.
1,000%. God, I would love to sit, and again, reminder as we go to break, open invitation for Vivek Ranadive to come on the show. We've had it open for a while. I would love I would love to ask him. I know he couldn't answer this. I would love to ask him, dude, have you ever even thought about putting like a $30 million a year deal in front of Sam, hitting him with, I know you know what you're doing. You're leaving at the top, dude, pretty much. I'm offering you a 5-year, $150 million contract and complete autonomy over the franchise. By the way, do you have any idea, is it legal to, would it be legal to give a GM an ownership stake as long as they had to divest when they left teams?
I don't know. Let's try it.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
I would do anything to get. That is how you fix a franchise. God, I'm so jealous of Oklahoma. If you haven't figured it out, I am incredibly.
Crush.
I have a yes. I am incredibly jealous of the Oklahoma City Thunder. I wish we were that franchise. I wish. God, why can't? Good for them.
Yeah.
Good for them. Good for them. We'll take a break. When we come back, Jason Ross, there's been a lot of parity in the Western Conference Finals. And don't think we forgot about Minnesota, by the way, and Tim Conley, who ain't too bad himself. We'll get to the Western Conference Finals next.
You never know what you might hear when listening to a Sacramento Kings game.
Out of Keegan, going for another triple. Man, is he feeling it. Keegan, can he do it? Yes, there's number 11, Keegan Murray. Keegan steps back. He just knocked down his 12th three-pointer, a Kings franchise record. He's got 45 points.
Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with Sacktown Sports and the Sacktown Sports app.
If you're 55 and up, T-Mobile has plans built just for you. 2 lines of unlimited for just $30 a line. That's a 45% savings compared to Verizon and AT&T. But don't just take our word for it.
It's not just the savings that are great with our T-Mobile plan. There's all this value from all these other things that T-Mobile offers.
T-Mobile has been such a savings for us.
We love it.
Switch today and get 2 free 5G phones like the Motorola Edge with Turbo Power charging that gives you power for the day in just 15 minutes. And customers 55 and up can get 2 lines of talk, text, and data for only $30 a line. Go to T-Mobile.com/55 to learn more. With 24 monthly bill credits and 2 new lines with autopay for well-qualified customers, plus taxes, fees, and $35 per line connection charge. Credits end and balance due if you pay off early or cancel. Contact us, plus $5 per line without autopay. Debit or bank account required. 45% off 2 lines versus AT&T Starter and Verizon Welcome. Plan benefits vary. See details at T-Mobile.com. Motorola Edge requires 68-watt charger. Charger sold separately. Actual performance will vary based on usage and configuration.
Carmichael Dave.
He just has very good sources, and he just kind of tells it as it is and gets to the point.
Jason Ross.
He has a lot of pretty smart things to say.
He's good at what he does.
On Sacktown Sports.
Welcome back. Welcome back. Sam Presti would trade your pizza oven for 2 pizza ovens and a Traeger. He probably would. And yeah, for those of you who think that, like, God, are you in love with Sam Presti? Yes. I'm not hiding. I'm not hiding from it. I am in sports love with Sam Presti. I want to sports marry Sam Presti. I'll go a step further. I want to be sitting on a sports porch swing someday on my little sports home in the country with Sam Presti next to me looking at our sports grandkids.
I don't think, and people can't see this because we are in a commercial break, but Dave, the entire break was at doodling the Carmichael Dave Show with Sam Presti.
No
and
offense.
You guys were on the porch swing, and there were hearts, and I'm like, can I at least, be involved in some way?
I'm going to tell you, I know that's what it looked like I was doing. It wasn't what I was doing.
What were you doing?
I was practicing my new signature, Dave Press. I would take his name. Carmichael Dave Presti. Just sitting there practicing signatures. Little heart over the eye.
Exactly. I like how you put the heart.
Yeah.
Nice touch.
Not hiding from it. You know how much joy he would bring this city? I want him to come here and be mayor and GM.
Yeah.
And the sample guy at Costco.
Yes. They're all friendly.
They're all so friendly. Yes. Rest in peace, Marty McNeil, the friendliest of all. There has been a lot of parity in the Western Conference Finals. We'll start with last year. Yeah, the Mavs over the T-Wolves.
Yeah. So T-Wolves back-to-back.
Back-to-back. Nuggets over Lakers the year before. I forgot the Warriors. I forgot the Mavs were in it in 2022 too. Warriors. Hey, the Mavericks were in the
Mavericks were where? They were in the conference finals 3 years ago, then missed the playoffs after adding Kyrie, then made the finals.
So they've been
this year they missed the playoffs.
They've been 4 games away. Well, actually, they didn't get swept, so they've been less than that away from a championship 2 out of the last 3 years. But let's trade our star.
Yeah.
Warriors over Mavericks. Suns over Clippers. Lakers over Nuggets. That was in 2020 in the Mickey Mouse year. And 15 through 19 was the Warriors.
Yeah, they won them all.
Rockets twice, Spurs, Thunder, and Blazers.
Yeah. Where the Kings? Sorry. I don't see them on the list, Dave. There's a few other teams I don't see on the list. Not just the Kings. Not really many others. But...
He didn't mean it, Bobby. By the way, welcome back.
Oh, yeah, Bobby is officially back.
Yes.
Yes.
He's back.
Welcome back, Bobby.
Assistant coach, Bobby Jackson.
Yeah.
Woo! It's going to be fun. Don't lose your head.
Or your socks.
Goodbye. No toilet paper. Goodbye socks. Yeah, we didn't even talk about that yesterday. Just real quickly, Bobby Jackson back. And give Sean Cunningham credit. He took a lot of crap over that tweet. And by the way, it was right and wrong. Like Sean's the best.
Right. They were working to get it done.
They were working to get
have it done yet.
It just wasn't done.
Now
and
it is.
As I understand it, at that time, they were in the process of asking permission. Usually permission's granted, almost always. But, it can get a little persnickety. And so, it is what it is, what it is. There has been a lot of parity, Jason. What do we say? This is going to be the 7th straight year with a different champion?
Correct. Yeah, no repeats in any of those times.
Now, we have this conversation, and we had it yesterday, and I think it is a conversation.
Yeah. Is that good or bad? Because like that 4-year window when it was Cavs Warriors every time. I'll tell you this, like the broadcaster meetings this last year,
yes,
they were very proud of that. And I wonder if it's, hey, that's the situation we're in, so let's brag about how we've got parity.
Right.
Or if it was 4 straight years of Warriors Cavs, let's brag about how we have, I think you kind of capture whatever you're living.
Of course you're going to, they're going to brag about it, but nobody's going to tell me the NBA in the back room where they're counting the beans. Nobody's going to be like, oh, this is cool not having Steph or LeBron or any of those guys in it.
Well, let me ask you it this way then, from a Kings perspective.
Yeah.
I could see the argument for each side, but if I'm seeing Warriors for 4 straight years going, we're so far from being the Warriors, part of me is excited seeing all this diversity in Western Conference teams going, well, we're next.
Mm-hmm.
But it also doesn't feel like we're next.
Well, so there's the thing.
Which is worse.
There's let's call it the Jason Ross school of thought, which I think is the healthy, correct way to think. Okay. And then there's the Carmichael Dave school of thought,
which is what?
Which is the incredibly unhealthy, wrong way to think.
So which is which here?
So you, and I would hope a lot of other people look at this diversity and parity in the Western Conference Finals and go, you know what? Look how bad it was for Minnesota. I mean, they was so bad they got the number 1 pick in the draft 4 years ago or whatever. The Oklahoma City Thunder won like 20-something games, right? The Knicks were terrible. The Pacers were worse than the Kings like 2 years ago. So as bad as things are right now, 4 years from now, we could be part of this. That's the right way to think about it. The way I think about it in the hell that is my brain is we're such a failure of a franchise. We are so devoid of any form of talent, hope, or anything that resembles a logical way of thinking. Our reputation, whether it's with coaches or players or agent, is so in the toilets that you actually you can't see it. It's not in the toilet. It's barely sticking out of the little hole thing in the back of the toilet. You know what I'm talking about? Whatever that's called. The thing, you flushed our reputation, but it's still kind of holding on to the walls so you can see how bad it is. We're so terrible that all these other teams are like, we're driving along 80, not the 80, 80.
The 80.
And we're seeing all these teams like they're kind of like, oh, we're passing them. We're passing them. Oh, look, they're in our rearview mirror. Oh my God, they just passed us again. That's how I think when I see that.
Yeah. I may be somewhere in between, I guess, in a weird way. Like, I think there's more talent than you're giving them credit for, but I also like cautioning, like, hey, they're not a player away. I'm not saying that.
They have a ton of talent.
That's it. Then I would say, like, let's go to the 2015 where it was DeMarcus and
all right.
It was DeMarcus. And there wasn't much else here. There's stuff here. It's not a great fit.
All right, let me go through. I know we got a break. I'm just going to lightning round with you real quick. I want you to give me the go-to guy, the number one. Minnesota.
Ant.
OKC.
SGA.
New York.
Brunson.
Indiana.
Probably Halliburton or Siakam, but Halliburton.
Sacramento.
Sabonis right now.
That's my point.
Yeah.
Sabonis, who looks like Cherokee Park's improved in the playoffs. That's our go-to guy. It's scoring. Who's our guy?
DeRozan. Levine.
DeRozan's 50.
No.
Levine, it makes $100 million a year and shows up every third game.
Yeah.
That's my thing. We don't have a guy. Every one of them have a guy. We don't have a guy. We have guys. We don't have a guy.
Right.
And on top of that,
I think we were closer to having a guy in Fox.
Yes, I think Fox is the closest we've had to having a guy, not counting Tyrese because it was, a rookie second year.
Yeah.
Probably since DeMarcus, right? Am I missing someone?
No.
We have a guy.
Yeah.
We need a guy.
Right.
Can we borrow Anthony Edwards for a couple years? Sure. Okay. We'll take a break. When we come back, coaches. Let's take a look at that. We got the final four of coaches, and we got different stories with all of them. Who needs this title the most? Who would it serve best? We'll do that next.
The Sacktown Sports 1140 newsletter right to your email. Get your latest on the Sacramento Kings, athletics, and Republic FC with the Sacktown Sports 1140 newsletter. Visit sacktownsports.com to join.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by San Francisco 49ers.
I'm Tamara Berg in the KCRA 3 Weather Center. For your Tuesday, we're looking at a comfortable morning. Headed into the afternoon, temperatures feeling a bit warmer. We'll have less wind today with plenty of sunshine, and afternoon highs will peak in the low 90s. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA 3 News and the KCRA 3 app.
San Francisco 49ers 2025 single game tickets are now on sale. Join the faithful at Levi Stadium. Secure your seats today at 49ers.com/tickets. That's 49ers.com/tickets.
This Memorial Day, forget the lawn chair. Roll up with horsepower instead, because Toyota's Summer Starts Here sales event is on. So you can gear up, gas up, and go with great deals. Score a low-cost lease on a 2025 Tacoma, or low financing, or an incredible $3,000 cash back on a 2025 Tundra. Plus, check out the all-new 2025 4Runner. Head to Toyota's Summer Starts Here sales event today. Toyota, let's go places. Offers available through TFS to buyers with premium rated credit. Cashback available through TMNA and cannot be combined with other offers. N6225.
Whitey here for Napoleon Grills, reminding you that when buying a new grill, every detail matters. While supplies last, you'll receive a $149 gift with purchase on every new Napoleon Prestige stainless steel grill. The kit even includes a pizza lover starter kit and much more. And now up to $79 off Napoleon Rogue models. Napoleon grills are built different, built better, built to last, with a lifetime warranty and premium steel that boasts amazing quality. Visit Green Acres Nursery today for your best selection of Napoleon grills and accessories.
Looking for fun for the whole family? Sacramento Rivercats Baseball has it all at Sutter Health Park. Enjoy exciting baseball, kids' activities, tasty ballpark treats, and more. Family memories start here. Get your Rivercats baseball tickets at rivercats.com.
Switch to Comcast Business Mobile and save hundreds a year on your wireless bill. Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Restrictions apply. Comcast Business Internet required. Compares 2 unlimited intro lines and lowest price 5G plans of top 3 carriers. Taxes and fees extra. Reduced speeds after 30 gigabytes of usage. Data thresholds may vary.
Power Business Technology is proud to be a 100% independent, locally owned and managed Toshiba copier dealer. Local ownership cuts out the red tape, allowing ourselves to never be too busy to personally answer the call when our clients need us. Recognized for excellence in service execution, training, and customer service, we're proud to be named a Toshiba ProMasters Elite Dealer since 2021. Contact us today for all of your business printing needs at 844-POWER-BZ. That's 844-769-3729, or visit us at powercopiers.com.
This is the story of the one. As a lineman, he does whatever it takes to keep the power on in his community. And he wants a partner like Grainger who does the same. Grainger offers the professional-grade products he needs, from voltage detectors to harnesses to hard hats, plus fast, dependable delivery, so he can rise to every challenge. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Carmichael Dave here for my good friends at American Energy. As a native Sacramentan, I can tell you, not that you need to know, that it might be nice right now, but turn the corner and oh my God, it's so hot. Yeah, you know, summer is coming. And my friends at American Energy want to make sure you are dialed with your AC unit. So how about this half off tune-up right now? It's a special going on, just $24.50 to get your air conditioner tuned up. A free diagnostic. And oh, by the way, if you need a new AC unit, up to $3,500 in rebates on qualifying system installations. That's right. They've been serving the greater Sacramento area since 1981. A+ with the Better Business Bureau. Give them a call, 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990. Here's the song.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Call or text at 916-339-1140
on Sacktown Sports.
Welcome back. Dave Preston. David.
Oh, more formal.
See?
Showing him respect.
You know how I would do it?
Sir David Presty.
Yeah, close. Remember Early's 80 actor C. Thomas Howell?
Yeah.
C. David Presty. I mean, he's married. I'm not about sports married.
Right.
He's got a nice family. I'm sure so do I.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Presties. And then you can walk
right. Wait, we didn't just graduate.
No.
I think that's a graduation song.
No, it's Macho Man's theme song.
Is that Macho Man's? Whatever. I would I would do my best to go through. Remember the whole argument?
Any chance he disappoints you?
Yeah.
You've put him pretty high up there.
Of course. This is Sacramento. He might come in here and
No, not
breathe
just
the air.
that. You're like, you've got him on a pedestal that's hard to
He comes here, we sign him, and it turns out after it's very obvious after a year or two.
He lost the superpowers.
His assistant, Jonathan Ragamuffin, okay, who was mysteriously with him the whole time, was actually an agent from the future and had been quietly like, this is actually a weird dream I have sometimes, that I'm this guy that like comes back. I feel like if I went to the future and I came back, one of the things, of course, I'd want to do is be a GM of a basketball team. So I could pick all. So his assistant, who he didn't bring with him, is the guy that's like, Sam, you should draft this guy. Hey, this guy, Lou Gentz Dort. Nobody drafted him, dude. Pick him up.
Yeah.
And he does a lot of this. He's one of those guys, like the
finger guns,
like the disco winker finger guns guy.
You ever see that bit, by the way, from comedian Nate Bargatze about the future? He basically, short version of it is like, he doesn't even know if he could prove, like if he had a time to try and all right, who's the 14th president?
Don't know.
I don't know.
How's an iPhone work?
And then we're gonna have cell phones. How does it work? Oh, there's satellites. What's that? I don't know.
I have seen that.
I don't think I can prove I'm from the future.
It's actually a really good bit. Final four coaches: Rick Carlisle, Tom Thibodeau, Mark Daniel.
What?
Daniel. Mark
What?
Danielson. Dagnault. And Christopher Finch. Rick Carlisle washed up in Dallas, let go, goes to Indiana. He's a cast-off. Tom Thibodeau.
He has one title.
But whatever.
That was forever ago.
See you later, Rick.
Yeah.
Tom Thibodeau, the big, sweaty,
angry guy.
Angry guy who runs all his players into the ground. Dare I say, probably Tom Thibodeau's last chance at the front of a bench before having to do some assistant work. Coming to New York.
Now I think he's
good. No, for sure. But I'm saying when he got to, I don't care, when he got to New York.
Because he was Chicago, Minnesota, and then New York.
Yeah. So Chicago 10 to 15. That was his first gig. It came over as an associate head coach with the Celtics. 16 to 19, he goes to the T-Wolves, and he goes to the Knicks 2020. I feel like, could be wrong. His last year with Chicago, he was 50 and 32.
Wow.
I know, right? Lost in the conference semis. Goes to Minnesota. He has 3 years in Minnesota. His first year, 31 and 51. His second year, 47 and 35. And then the following year, he's fired after a 19 and 21 start. So has Tibbs gotten a little bit of a wrong end of the stick? Maybe, but also constant rumors of complaints from within that he overworks his players. Now, some might say, hey, you know what? You guys are getting paid millions of dollars. Oh, the coach wants you to play some minutes. Fine. Goes to New York. 41 and 31 year one. 37 and 45 year two. 47 and 35 year three. 50 and 32 last year. 51 and 31 the year after. This year. Mark Daniel. Literally nobody knows where he came from.
Right.
He was just created in a test tube and
does.
Showed up.
Yeah.
Nobody knows where Mark Daniel came from. Nobody knows how to say his name or spell it. But here he is, turned 40 in February. Actually, I think he came from their G League, didn't he?
Yeah, he was G League.
Yeah, he was their G League coach since 2014. Talk about Sam Presti is so good. He develops his own head coaches. Who does that? He developed his own head coach for 5 years. 5 years. Mark Daniel has been the head coach since 2020. So he just turned 40. So he was 35 when he got the job, 34, 35. He was a G League coach for 5 years before that. So he was like 29 when they were like, you know what, dude, we're going to start developing you. You're going to be a head coach someday. Here he is at 40.
Right.
Coach, was he the coach of the year?
No, it was Atkinson.
Oh, yeah.
Last year, I think he was.
That's right.
I think if Tibbs wins, though, of the 4, I think he's the one that changes his legacy the most.
Daniel has a long time to establish his legacy. Carlisle already has a title. I feel like Finch
it would help him.
It would help him, but I also feel like he's still kind of right. We didn't get to Finch. Chris Finch was the guy plucked off of Nick Nurse's bench in Toronto.
And a different way to do it.
Oh, absolutely. That was that Flip Saunders' kid was running the team. Ryan Saunders. Finch comes in, and there was a big hullabaloo about, and honestly, I mean, with some pretty serious undertones to it about how you plucking this guy off of the bench in Toronto with no experience head coaching at all when you got guys like Sam Cassell who've been assistants for like 90 years. Looks like it's the right move.
Yeah.
Don't call me Ishmael. He's on line 1. He's never heard that joke before. Good morning, Ishmael. Welcome in. You're on with David Jason.
Hey, good morning, guys. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Yeah, so about if hypothetically somehow Vivek put a kingpin offer down for Sam Presti.
Yeah.
I think for it to be effective, it would have to be, we'd have to get the same question that we have now answered, which would be how hands-off could Vivek get and how patient would he be? Because the Presti way, which we've seen him do twice now, rebuilding the Thunder 2 different times, it takes patience. It takes scaling back, tactical retreats, getting assets in and having a little bit of, discomfort in the short term. Like, if you look at some of the trades we've done the last couple of years, Monty McNair drafting Halliburton, having him flipped for Sabonis. Like, is that a Monty McNair move, or is that Vivek trading someone for, marginal gains in the short term, which was effective? Like, no disrespect to Sabonis. We were a better team for that couple-year window. But, in hindsight, we didn't even really know what we had in Halliburton before giving up on him. So I think the question is, and I've been trying to parse interviews of Scott Perry and everything, see the direction of the team. I'm still all in on we need to tear this down because watching playoff basketball, it's a different sport to regular season basketball. There's so many people on our team, even good players that are like, in a vacuum, good players. They would just get their lunch like taken from them and eaten off their plate in these playoff series that we're watching. The intensity, the physicality, the length of the wings, the defensive switchability. Like, we are way, way, way off it, even though we do, yes, have good players. So, like, can we actually make some deals that put us in a position to be improved? Because if you look at even what we got for Fox, the Spurs got more for DeJounte Murray than we got for De'Aaron Fox because we insisted on getting Zach LaVine back in a 3-way instead of draft picks. So until we can start moving forward and being realistic about what we need as a team, it won't really matter who's pulling the trigger as a GM, because I think Monty McNair is a brilliant GM. I think he's an excellent evaluator of talent. But, if your goal is no matter what, we need to be improved, you're going to have to make deals that kind of, put you in the long term to get a couple short. And it worked. I mean, we became a 40-plus win team, but, is that our ceiling? So I wish Scott Perry and Doug Christie the best. I believe in both guys, but it, as usual, will always come down to Vivek. Like, what is the goal here for in the next 2 years, in the next 5 years going forward? Because, can we be 46 wins and make the play-in? Sure, we can do that next year with a couple trades. But is that what we should be trying to do? I don't think so.
Well, Ishmael, let me add to that, because that's why I said very, very underlined, underscored, and bolded, Sam Presti would have to have complete autonomy coming here. And I'm going to stand in front of Vivek a little bit here and say this. I think we should be very careful to also say other voices, because it's not this idea that Vivek's busting down the door and saying this, and this. It's not like it. I'm not just talking about him. I'm talking about advisors around the team. Look, they've got people like Alvin Gentry, who's on payroll, who's forgotten more about basketball than any of us know. Vlade Divac is around the team. Whoever else you read about. I'm saying whoever the GM for this team is, he is at the top of the tree when it comes to decision making. Obviously, big payroll moves, stuff like that, you have to talk it through at the business side. But when it comes to what you should never, ever hear is somebody that is not the GM saying things like, I really don't want to trade him for reasons other than finances. So you're right. Until that happens, which maybe it'll be this year, but that's what we said last year, it's not a coincidence in my mind, Ishmael, that Monty McNair had his most successful years the first 2 years he was here. The Halliburton trade was year one. The executive of the year was year two. And then we started hearing about the meddling. So you're 100% right if you're saying until our GM has complete autonomy, this team's fortunes will never, ever, 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 ever change. I was channeling Mike Brown a little bit there. We'll take a break. When we come back. Who's hot, who's not? We'll go streaking. We'll do it all next.
Got somewhere to be?
Take Sacramento Kings basketball with you. The Sacktown Sports app will let you stay connected to your passion.
Hey, Chris.
What's that?
Who's up?
Oh, I can tell you that.
Yeah. What do you got?
Jesus Sanchez.
Who?
Jesus Sanchez.
Okay, explain.
In the Marlins 8-7 win over the Cubs yesterday, he not only started with a leadoff home run, he ended the game with a walk-off triple. That's the second time it's happened in Major League Baseball since
1983.
Dexter Fowler in
1994.
2012.
In 2012, Dexter Fowler. That's what I thought.
That's what I said.
Yep.
Aha. Who's not?
The Baltimore Orioles. Yesterday they lost to the Brewers 5-4. That takes their losing streak to 7, which is the worst in Major League Baseball, and they have the worst scoring differential in the American League at minus 86 runs. Not the worst in Major League Baseball, though, which is the Colorado Rockies at
minus. What'd you say the last one was? Minus 86?
Yes.
Minus 102.
Minus 145.
Jason's closer, minus 150.
Oh, Jesus. They're literally like a AAA team.
Yeah.
You know who's the not
Could the
hottest?
Savannah Bananas beat them?
It was under banana rules. Yeah. You know who's not the hottest? Who's nottest the hot? Our YouTube stream.
Yeah.
Which is down again.
No, it's not. What are you talking about?
What are you talking about? It says it's down. They say it's down.
I'm looking at it right now.
You are?
I think you got bad information.
My bad. Oh,
there it is.
There it is.
Now we're hot. Hey, by the way, you asked about the scoring.
Yes.
Wasn't able to get the score on, but communicated.
We're going to trust you.
Work?
We're going to trust you.
Yeah.
So just to recap, in yesterday's San Francisco Giants, Kansas City Royals matchup. Oh, sorry. I thought they were already playing a game somewhere else. So that kind of tripped me out there. The starting pitcher for the Royals, a guy by the name of Chris Bubich, had a no-hitter in the 7th inning, I believe, and there was a ground ball to second base.
Right.
The second base person said, slip, and Mike Massey
made a Massey out of
the whole thing. Went through to right field, and the scorer ruled it a hit, thus ending the no-hitter. I had said, I wonder what the degrees are there. If the cleat
didn't the scorer rule it an error
or an error, right? And then
later
change it to a hit. What's the investigation, if anything? There is it a cleat issue? Was the grass watered? What goes into that? So I said, gosh, I wish we could talk to somebody who actually knew what they were talking about. Well, you did.
Yeah, got some info there. By the way, they can also go back and change things. I know they did in that game, but things can get appealed by teams, by pitchers, by hitters.
Much like technical fouls.
Right.
Yes.
So the response I got after this person had seen the play said, that's a hit. You can't penalize the fielder for slipping, same as if a ball gets lost in the lights or the sun. Those are also hits. But then I followed up with, thank you, but why do you think they started with an error?
Great follow-up, Jason.
So the response was not sure, but every scorer wants the first hit to be a clean one. Do you know if they switched after the Giants got that other hit? And I don't know that. I know after the Royals got another hit. Royals got
interesting response.
The Giants got another hit. Their second one. But I don't know when they switched it.
Would be interesting to find out if they switched it after that second hit.
Yeah, because it's like there's a clean one. Yeah, that was an error.
But I will say this. Yeah. I've never Major League Baseball scored in my life on an official basis. You obviously spoke to an expert beyond experts.
Yeah.
I don't like that.
You don't like the answer?
I don't like the second part of that answer.
Yeah.
If it's an error, it's an error.
True.
If it's a hit,
that's not saying what they do. They were asking,
right?
Yeah,
and I fully understand. Scorers are human beings, and obviously, baseball fans aware of history. You don't want to be The last thing you want is to have anything to do with whether or not somebody throws a no-hitter.
Something historical.
You don't want to get in the way of that. I would just simply say, regardless of the inning, the team, the situation, playoffs, regular season, no hit, perfect game, guys giving up 11 runs that inning. An error is an error.
Yeah.
A hit is a hit.
Foul's a foul. All those
Foul's a
stuff.
foul.
Penalties, penalty, all those things.
Dare I say chicken nugget's a chicken nugget? Regardless of where you go, Jason Rose. Speaking of going somewhere.
Yeah.
Why don't we go streaking?
Let's do it.
It's time to go streaking.
We're going streaking!
Who is the Nostradamus of MLB? Who can keep the streak going? It's time to go streaking.
What the hell are you doing? We're streaking.
I don't know if this is right or not, but I don't know why this person would lie. From the text line, 916, they switched it before the Giants got the next hit.
Okay.
So, taking that their word.
The no-hitter was broken up.
No-hitter was broken up. All right, Jason Ross.
All right. So, Dave, you were at 0. Chris was at 0. I was at 2 going into. So, no real streaks to talk about here, but a chance to start anew for you. You took Jacob Wilson.
For the second time in a row. He let me down the first time.
Well, he got up 3 times. I was at this game, and I saw Jacob Wilson get 2 hits.
Let's go. Thank you, Jacob. Thank you, Jacob.
No doubter.
I'm glad I believed in you.
No doubter.
No
Dave's now
doubter.
at 1. I was at a hitting streak of 2, and you can't pick the same player again. I picked Pena. I'd picked Judge. Now I went for Gleyber Torres.
Gleyber Torres.
On the red hot Detroit Tigers.
That's so hot, dude.
He got up 3 times, and he got 0 hits.
Oh, Glabes.
Oh, you suck.
Ah.
It's
I'm gonna fall for the
ladies and
accident.
gentlemen.
Glabes.
I'm at 0.
Oh, Glavia. Nope.
Nope.
It doesn't work.
Nope.
Oh, Glaberoni. Sorry.
Chris was at 0, trying to get to 1, and he took his favorite player, Jackson Holiday, who got up 5 times. How do you do, Chris?
All right. God.
All right, so Dave and Chris are at a very impressive 1. I'm at 0. We can really hit like Gleyber Torres or other names.
I'll take Freddie Freeman.
Brad
Freeman.
You okay?
I'm fine.
I'm going to take
I'm an idiot.
Corbin Carroll.
Corbin Carroll.
Christopher.
I am going to take Aaron Judge.
Oh, all rise. Because he's his last name's Judge.
Yeah, and he hits dangers and a lot of base hits.
Speaking of YouTube rabbit holes, usually when I go home, if I do get a nap, I'll throw on like old episodes or whatever, right? I don't know why, but I was looking on YouTube yesterday for something else, and in the algorithm, it came up when the prosecuting attorney, played by one of the great that guys of all time, was asking Marissa Tomei, was trying to establish if she was an actual expert by asking her the timing of like a 1967 whatever the hell and My Cousin Vinny. And yes. And I watch that scene anytime I see it because it's hilarious. And then I went home and there it is on Hulu. So I can't remember the last time I watched the beginning of My Cousin Vinny. Right?
Yeah, I always feel like I join that in progress.
Always join it in progress.
And then watch it.
The whole thing where like when they're first being when Karate Kid's being interrogated in the beginning, and then they go to jail.
Yeah, he told me it was against the law.
And then when the first time they when Marissa Tomei and Joe Pesci go to the diner, and he's like, "What's a grit?"
Yeah, my absolute favorite part is when he shows up and his cousin is asleep, so he's meeting with the other guy.
Yeah, dude. It's not my ass, it's yours. What? Yes. So I fell asleep.
To that?
Where I fell asleep right after Joe Pesci shows up in the suit. Are you mocking this court? I fell asleep right there. Right. I feel like again, everyone has their own taste. I feel like as soon as the suit scene happens, that's where the movie it hits full speed all the way to the end. Such a good
top 10 movie for me
of all time.
Closer to 5 than 10.
I wouldn't have it in my top 10, but I'm not mad at you for it's a
I like
great.
when the judge comes out at the end and he's got like his arms up like he's gonna cuff him, and he's like, oh, nice, He's just sure he's cooked.
The judge also played by another really big that guy.
He was in the Munsters.
Yeah.
Herman.
Yeah, I'm just saying. What's his name?
Fred Gwynn.
Oh, you knew that?
Yeah.
Oh. Like Tony?
Yes. Tony's dad.
Tony's dad, Fred. Who's the guy that played, I don't know why, but I always think his name's Norman. But I feel like that's probably a character he played. The guy who played the prosecuting attorney.
The dad from
Son-in-Law. And 900 other things. Anyways, we'll figure it out during the break. When we come back, Jason's got some NFL news and notes you have to hear about, including, is Fred Warner on his way out with the Niners?
What?
We'll tell you why next.
The Sacktown Sports 1140 newsletter. Right to your email. Get your latest on the Sacramento Kings, UC Davis, and Sac State with the Sacktown Sports 1140 newsletter. Visit sacktownsports.com to join.
Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos, fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at ethos.com/score. That's ethos.com/score.
Hi, Sacramento. It's the No Surprise guys at Bell Brothers Plumbing and Air Conditioning. Need a new water heater? Call Bell Brothers. Need drain or sewer work? Call Bell Brothers. Need a free plumbing estimate? Call Bell Brothers. We don't guess at plumbing and drain problems. We use advanced camera inspections and diagnostics to identify the issues. We're fast, reliable, and respect your time by showing up when we say we will. Our technicians are all background checked, drug tested, and will leave the work area cleaner than they found it. The price we quote is the price you pay. We are the No Surprise guys. With more technicians, more trucks, and more experience. We get the job done right the first time. No surprises. Don't wait. Call Bell Brothers today for a free plumbing estimate or book online at nosurpriseguys.com. That's nosurpriseguys.com.
Skeeter here. Got a question. What's small and dark with white bands on its legs and bites during the day?
Mosquitoes. Hi, I'm Luz Maria Robles, but these are two new types of day-biting mosquitoes. They're invading our area and becoming a big problem.
And they can be dangerous.
But we're on it, so when you see them, report it at fightthebite.net. In the meantime, use insect repellent and drain stagnant water around your yard.
We're here to help with these day-biting mosquitoes.
Visit us at fightthebite.net.
Golf to Go is brought to you by the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop. Here's Frank LaRosa.
With so many ways to warm up before golf, a group of university researchers tried to cut through the clutter. 24 low handicap players were split into groups. The first group was instructed to hit 9 shots in a row with 4 different clubs that set targets. The second group also hit 36 shots, but in a random order. Maybe one shot with a driver, one with a 7-iron, another with a wedge, and so on. Then all the golfers from both groups hit 9 test shots that simulated the kind of shots they'd hit on the course. Results found that the group who practiced with randomized shots performed better than the first group. Well, that's one study, but it's probably important to note that rather than hit a bunch of shots with 3 clubs, you might be better off hitting different clubs to different distances. You'll have practice shots to different targets with different clubs, presumably just like you'll do on the golf course. Give it a try. What do you have to lose except a few shots on your scorecard? That's your Golf to Go. I'm Frank LaRosa.
KHD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios, Sacktown Sports 1140. The Carmichael Dave Show.
He's on the microphone when he's not on the microphone. He's playing a song, and when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone, and then boom.
With Jason Ross.
No, he didn't. Yes, he did.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross on Sacktown Sports.
Really don't care. We get an answer on those lights during the break. Did I walk in on that?
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, I guess Chris Watkins had him downstairs and then set him up. Yeah, I don't know.
Why is it not set up on this show? By the way, don't we have lights we can turn on in here?
It almost looks on the YouTube like you're reading off of a telestrator.
What?
With the
lights?
light next
Oh,
to
it kind of
face
does, right? Well, in another news today, can you imagine this show with a telestrator?
Could you
What is
imagine
scripted?
any sports show with a telestrator?
Aren't there, though? Are there?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
right?
sure there are.
Yeah. And today the Giants went to the... Oh, God, that just sounds weird, dude. Would be on time.
Probably like a lot of pauses.
A lot of pauses. Oh, Chris sent us something on the group chat. I thought you were sending me an actual whack-a-mole like home version, which got my interest. But it's a movie, a live action animated hybrid whack-a-mole movie is in the works.
What?
Anyways, I'm going to try to be a good host here because I dropped a pretty heavy tease as we went to break with the NFL notes you have here.
Heavy.
Is Fred Warner, which a lot of 49er fans would hate this for obvious reasons, is Fred Warner on his way out now from the San Francisco 49ers? No.
Back to you.
Back to you. Was just trying to get you to listen during the commercial break.
Hooked him.
They tell us we're supposed to tease things.
Yeah. And you teased.
I
you
didn't-
informed.
Didn't lie.
He's not.
Had I said when we get back, we'll tell you why Fred Warner is leaving the Niners. That's a lie. That's breaking the trust with the audience. I didn't say that.
Right.
I said, is he?
You asked the question. He is not.
I asked the question. He's not.
Yeah. He's going to sign the largest deal for a linebacker, if I'm not mistaken.
3 years, $63 million.
Worth
Very
He's
worth it.
such a stud.
He is can I say this on the air? He's a stud muffin.
That would qualify. I think he does.
100% a stud muffin. That guy is just a bad, you know what?
Mamma-jamma.
Yes. 28 years old. Doesn't turn 29 till January. The captain of the defense.
You know what they say about 29 in football?
Right?
Yeah.
Wait. Is this too much? Hold on. Got to reset here.
Yeah.
Future Hall of Famer Fred Warner.
Allowed.
I don't think it's too much.
Nope.
I don't think it's too much to say at all.
Right on the path.
Top 5 49er linebacker of all time.
I'm still with that.
With it? Okay.
Yeah.
Great. Awesome.
He's
Super.
he's
just
so
awesome.
good. Makes so many plays. So important to that defense. That's got to get better, by the way. And that's not, him too, part of it, but that front part of the defense, not as dangerous and frightening as it once was.
No, and they need to get back to that. They need to get back to that defense that just, you hear announcers say, they just love hitting you.
Yeah, maybe Robert Saleh will help bring that out.
The closest thing the Niners have had to a second coming of Ronnie Lott. Hold on. Wait. Hold on. Oh, God.
Somebody calling in?
Hello? Patrick. What I'm saying is, like, you too.
He doesn't want to go on air?
No. It's former 49er Patrick Willis who's taking serious exception to what I'm saying.
I got it.
No, I'm just saying, like, I feel comfortable mentioning Fred Warner and Patrick Willis in the same sentence. Different players, but both super studs. I feel like you guys, yeah. Okay. I'll tell him. Okay, love you too. Love you too. I'm at work. Right. That's how the call started. By the way, Patrick said to say hi to you.
Oh, nice. Thank you.
I said, tell Jason. I said, what up? That's my guy. I think. Look, Ronnie Lott's Ronnie Lott.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, he's Ronnie Lott. Ronnie Lott, Patrick Willis, Fred Warner. I think that is an absolutely okay sentence. It's not really anything in the sentence other than 3 names, but he's that good. And to get him, $21 million is a lot of money. $21 million is I don't know what, but I'll bet you that's somewhere around what Ronnie Lott made in his whole career.
Yeah.
But worth every penny.
Yeah, because you can't lose him. You can't have him on another team. He needs to be on your team while he's still playing at this level as the captain, as the anchor of that defense, as the most important piece to that puzzle. And I think that defense drops considerably if he's out, whether injury or on another team. So made sense. I mean, they've been busy signing Brock Purdy, signing him. There's more pressure now on Purdy. I think, I would say in his career, Fred Warner's backed up his contract. Purdy has kind of done it. It's by position. It's by necessity.
Right.
And now, you brought this up yesterday, but I made this note for our rundown today. I don't know for everybody that they're done with Brock Purdy being drafted last, and that's okay if he's Mr. Irrelevant. But now when you're paid like this, will you evaluate him differently?
I think you kind of look when I'm watching the game. I'm not gonna, but I think we always say micro macro. The macro view is going to be much like as you said with Purdy. Yeah. Like okay, now it's one thing when you're the super cute $900,000 a year Mr. Irrelevant. It's another thing when you're making $55 million.
Yeah, and if you're throwing for 212, 2 picks, 1 touchdown, and you lose, it's like that's not what you paid for. But then there's going to be games where he throws 3 touchdowns and 308 and no picks, and they win. So I just think he'll get evaluated a little differently. Again, I think they had to do it. I don't think they're wrong for this.
This is why they had the most cap space in the NFL because they both that was like the gold card they just maxed out. I was off considerably. So here's a question for you guys, including salary and endorsements, and keeping in mind that Ronnie Lott retired in 1995. Fred Warner will make $21 million a year. Did Ronnie Lott in his entire career, including endorsements and salary, because that's the only number I can find, did he make more or less than Fred Warner will make next year?
Less. He made less than 15.
He made $13 million his entire career.
Wrong time to be born.
Do you think that's got to be a thing with in fact, we know, I think we've both had conversations with ex-athletes before many times, but golly.
Well, I know it's a scale, but will there be this group that's played from 2015 to 2030 in whatever sport?
I wonder the same thing.
Do you think in 2050 they're going, man, the money these guys are, and you're like, wait, what?
Right. You made $60 million. To see
if Curry ever goes. Right. I can't believe
going up though.
What's that?
Can it keep going up?
Yes. Well, let me ask you this:
maybe
it never stopped?
Well, but at some point that bubble, I don't know if that has to pop, but the scale should stay for a while.
I'll throw one for the old heads out there. I'll just bet that at some point in his post basketball life, John Koncak has said, "Man, if I only played in the 2000s." Yeah. John Koncak signed a 6-year, $13 million contract in 1989. And if you were around back then, it was national news. It was a scandal. It was a controversy. They literally referred to him as John Contract. How the hell are you going to take this average, if not above average player, and give him more than $2 million a year for 6 years? When's it all going to end? I will tell you this. I am of the belief. I'm going to go back to the old Chuck Liddell rule I invoke every once in a while that I did with the Chiefs. Until I see him lose, I ain't going to believe it. In our lifetimes, we have not seen the salaries in baseball, basketball, or football go down. They have gone up every year. So if you're saying to yourself right now, but hold on a second, Juan Soto just signed a $700 million deal or whatever it was. No way. I'm here to tell you, almost certainly yes way. Within the next 10 years, if not 5 years, we will see a $1 billion player. We see salaries now in the 50. Jaylen Brown, I think, will make $60 million at some point in his contract. I could be wrong. We're going to see a $100 million player a year.
Yeah, but that works if we have $200, $300 tickets.
Yes.
And you think people are still going to be able to afford to go to that?
When I will never forget this. I know we got a break. I will never forget this. This is one of the most random memories I have. I was at some appointment with my mom. I don't know if it was at a bank or something else. And they had these little credit card applications. And I opened it up and it was, I was like literally 6-7 years old, but I remember it, dude. And it asked how much you made, okay, per year. And the last choice was $35,000 or higher. Now, I wasn't born in the frickin' 60s, dude. This wasn't.
So that was the highest.
Highest was 35. Now, by the way, I'm not here to crap on $35,000 a year. What I'm saying is that was top of the pops. I guarantee you that same exact credit card application today would say 100 or 125. That would be the top. So the answer is yes, the tickets are going to get more expensive. Like John Concack, there was a Sports Illustrated article, front cover that it was like on the front page of Sports Illustrated, it was showing like players from all four teams. It was something like $213 was the number on the front. It was like, that's the average price for a family of four to go to a game, have mid-level average seats, the average price, get 4 hot dogs, 4 sodas, a program, and parking. When will it end? That's like one person now. So when will it end? What possible reason do you have, Chris, because I know you're passionate about this, to say that we're going to hit the ceiling soon?
I don't think people will be able to afford it.
Do you agree that Chris Verlads have been saying that for the last 40 years?
I just don't see how, with people's wages just staying about where they are and prices keep rising, you're going to have to make a choice. You're not going to be able to go to the baseball game, football game, basketball game throughout the year. You're going to be able to choose one basketball game. You're going to be able to choose one football game.
Have you seen any evidence that shows attendance going down, prices going down, any of that? I'm just asking.
Well, people just can't keep affording it. That's my thing.
I understand where you're coming from.
See, then you're talking about like now people are going to have to make a decision on, do I want to go to the game or do I want to buy food this week?
Right.
Well, let's be honest. Let's just be honest. If you want to use that way of thinking, there's a lot of people that go to ball games that shouldn't be going to ball games. There's also a lot of people that buy really nice cars that shouldn't be buying really nice cars. Is it their fault? Is it the fault of the industry? That's a whole different conversation. All I'm saying is I have seen zero evidence in any of the indicators that any sort of a slowdown is on the horizon. Now, if we have a world war tomorrow, aliens, whatever, another COVID, whatever. But like Chuck Liddell, I will believe it when I see it.
Right.
We're going to have $1 billion player in the next 5 years. We'll take a break. When we come back, hey, how about some news in the world of sports broadcasting, including some new and old voices we're going to hear on the NBA broadcast the rest of this season. And a classic show says, boy. We'll talk about it next.
You never know what you might hear when listening to a Sacramento Kings game.
Out of Keegan, going for another triple. Man, is he feeling it. Keegan, can he do it? Yes, there's number 11, Keegan Murray. Keegan steps back. He just knocked down his 12th three-pointer, a Kings franchise record. He's got 45 points.
Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with Sacktown Sports and the Sacktown Sports app.
Progressive knows when you own a boat or RV, it's like you're automatically on vacation, even if you're actually a marriage counselor in the middle of couples therapy. But in your mind, you're camping in Acadia, puttering around Frenchman Bay. Your boat and RV are both protected. You're lobster drenched in butter and... Uh-oh, did your clients just notice you weren't listening? Quick, do the thing where you just repeat back exactly what they said, but as a question. They bought it. Now back to Maine, earning an automatic discount bundling your boat or RV with your home or auto. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
This is the story of the one. As a lineman, he does whatever it takes to keep the power on in his community. And he wants a partner like Grainger who does the same. Grainger offers the professional-grade products he needs, from voltage detectors to harnesses to hard hats, plus fast, dependable delivery, so he can rise to every challenge. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
on Sacktown Sports.
Well, that's good to know.
Yeah.
Welcome back.
And we're back.
We're back again. Back again. Somebody texted earlier, was like, hey, Dave, so how do you feel about this time? Do you feel it was an innocent question. Like, so Dave, do you feel any sort of way when basketball begins to end, like, and the sports kind of go down when it comes to summer? Like,
Have they not hurt
I
you?
was like, dude, have you new listener?
Dave does well with that.
I do.
Second week of the NBA season, that's what you start talking about.
I know, you're like, we've already started. That means we're almost to the end.
I will tell you this. I was actually talking to my wife about this last night. It's kind of it's in a weird roundabout way your guys' fault. Watch how I do this. Here's why. Yeah, nope, it is. So I figured out, I actually, between vacation and sick days, I have more than enough time to leave this weekend and come back for start of training camp, NBA or NFL, right? And the only reason I don't do that is because I love you guys and wouldn't want to put that kind of pressure on you, and I'd feel guilty. I would not be able to enjoy myself. So thanks a lot, guys, for being great and me being a team player.
What if Chris then told you, I have as much time and sick time to be out even longer than that?
I definitely have enough.
And I do too, I'm sure.
I mean, are we thinking the same thing?
No.
Because I am, you guys know this, I am psycho about like making sure you guys get, like, especially you getting time off. I feel like the time off.
Are you being serious?
What?
You like guilt me whenever I go out.
That's a bit. When you and I are talking,
It's not on the air.
I was just gonna say the time off. It's a bit. Like we don't do bits off. The time off priority, as far as I'm concerned, should go in the following way: Jason, Chris, me.
Okay.
Oh, because you have two jobs, right? And so it's very rare for, like, summer's the only time you can get true time off. Chris has one job, but he's here on like Sundays and Saturdays. He's always here, right? And then me, who, look, I have two jobs, but but I do that by like choice. Like, I guess, I know. Yeah, I guess. What I'm saying is I feel like I walked into that.
Yeah.
Like, anyways, but I like where you were going.
I wasn't going anywhere.
I feel like that's where you were going. What about the three of us just all
we'll have teachers' hours.
Or just
we'll have summers off.
Yes. What if we just took summer off?
But then you won't be able to give your take on the best movie soundtracks, your ideas on how to fix news media.
What are you looking at?
How the A's and Kings don't have a good home record, and your huge take on De'Aaron Fox.
Do you have a summer list?
Uh-huh.
He actually is compiling a summer list?
Whenever you say, we'll save this for summer.
I didn't know that.
Wait, can you read the list again?
Read this list again.
Best movie soundtracks.
Okay,
it's definitely summer.
Summer for sure.
Fixing news media.
Interesting. I don't remember this.
I don't either, but I think it involves actually like throwing people in jail.
Okay.
I'm all for that.
Super American.
All right.
Okay.
A's and Kings don't have a good home record.
I've kind of flirted with that, but I'm saying we really go into the whole, like,
that could be regular
season. Are Sacramento fans the worst in sports?
And your final take on De'Aaron Fox and the Kings.
Oh, the last word.
Final take on De'Aaron Fox until the next take.
All right. Wow, we got a busy. See, we can't miss that. We got a busy summer ahead.
Don't add this one in, but I had an impromptu when playing golf on Sunday, a Mount Marshallmore that just popped up. Mathers, Penny, We Are, and Falk. Do you find fault with that at all?
U.S.
was definitely a nominee both for job and movie. I couldn't take Penny out of there, man. Maybe that's just me.
She's a Kings fan.
She was Laverne. She was a director, and she was a Kings fan. I feel like that, right?
Is We Are strong enough?
Yeah, I don't think that's
great.
strong enough.
It's a great question. Would you replace "We Are" with "US"?
Former Sac State football coach Marshall Spurbeck.
Spurbeck. We'll get back to that this summer. If we're here, by the way. Draymond Green's returning to TNT for the Eastern Conference Finals. He's going to join Shaq, Kenny, Charles, and Ernie. They will broadcast live from New York.
We've seen him. We've seen that.
It's interesting when you talk about Draymond Green as a broadcaster. First off, he's, no pun intended, green a little bit.
Yeah, but he's good.
I think he's very good.
Yeah.
My favorite Draymond Green is his podcast because I feel like he's still on the TNT crew. It's really interesting because how are you going to, I don't care if it's Draymond Green or Vince Carter, who I love, fitting in with those guys, that chemistry, there's no one alive that can do that other than Ernie Johnson.
Right.
So his work's cut out for him. And I don't like everything Draymond Green says, but I do like the way he says it.
Yeah.
I do like the way he says it. And I think he could have a very, I think his ceiling, Jason, as far as a broadcaster, Tony Romo, first 4 years. Guy who's been in the league, played with the players, knows what he's talking about, can call certain things out, and then maybe trails off a little bit as he becomes an official old head.
Yeah.
But
okay. And that one, finding out that in the East was not shocking, but that Michael Malone is going to be working in the ESPN studio for the West.
I am incredibly interested in this because I don't know. If we get the Michael Malone.
Oh, he's very honest.
Very honest. You have had private conversations with Michael. I have had private conversations with Michael. If we get that Michael Malone, obviously not the colorful language, but if we get the straightforward, no nonsense, this is what I think, Michael Malone. I know I said it like that. Michael Malone. If we get that one, I think it could be a revelation. I think he could be phenomenal. If we get slightly held back, overlapping, nervous, and I still need to work in this league again, Michael Malone, which I don't think we'll get.
Yeah.
Then it could be a little off.
Also, that show needs a little kick in the pants.
I could not agree with you more. And the pants, front or back of the pants.
Yep.
We'll take a break. Here's a question to think about during the break as we get to what to watch. Around the Horn's final week is this week. You asked the question, what sports show would you like to see brought back from the past? Can I just say, by the way, also a great summer topic, but it's happening right now. We'll have an answer when we come back. I'll tell you this much. Regardless of the show that comes back, I'm more concerned with content and less concerned with all this over-the-top energy that these shows are bringing right now. That was mean of me.
Is it?
I saw, Chris is having a conversation with somebody in the other room.
Okay, gotcha.
Oh, that was really mean of me. Hey,
Lock in.
So I threw him the energy thing just because I knew what I knew I was doing. Hey, that's the most important conversation in the building right now. Second most important, because I'm going to tell you how to save money this summer with my good friends at American Energy. $24.50 right now will get you a tune-up. Not a tuna, and now that's in my head, as one of you said. You're not getting a $24.50 tuna from American Energy. You're getting a tune-up of your air conditioning system. Why? Why would you do that? Why would you feel the need to do that? Well, because it could break down. You could have a small little problem right now in the flux capacitor because it's only at 1.1 gigawatts, and they tune it into 1.21. You're good to go. But if they don't, boom, you're going to need yourself a new system. American Energy doesn't want you to do that, although if you need a new system, you get up to $4,000 in rebates for qualified customers. This is a company that's been around since 1981. Serving the greater Sacramento area. A+ Better Business Bureau. 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990 or AmericanEnergyAir.com. American Energy, keeping the uncomfortable comfortable. When we get back, we'll answer the sports question and also maybe the greatest text I've seen in the calendar year 2025, and this is not a bit. This is a phenomenal text. I'll explain why next.
Malik Monk plays here.
Started left, goes right, steps back, launches the three. Nothing but net. Oh, that was just filthy. Oh, my, that was sweet.
Sacktown Sports is your proud home of the Sacramento Kings.
Hey, it's Mike Rohn. If I have a choice, I like to do business with companies that actually stand for something. That's why I switched from Verizon to Pure Talk. No offense to Verizon, I'm sure they stand for something. I just don't know what it is. Pure Talk, on the other hand, is a veteran-owned company that supports our military in a big way, and I appreciate that. Yeah, I also appreciate unlimited talk and text and plenty of data for half the cost of the big guys, and I do like being on America's most dependable 5G network for just $20 a month. But what I really appreciate is no contract, no cancellation fees, and Pure Talk's commitment to handle all their customer service in this country. I saw it for myself. I went to Georgia, I got a tour of their headquarters, I met their CEO, and I talked to the same customer service folks that you'll talk to when you dial pound 250 and say keyword Mike Rowe. Switch today and save 50% off your first month when you dial pound 250 and say keyword Mike Rowe. Pure Talk, a wireless company that actually stands for something.
If you're 55 and up, T-Mobile has plans built just for you. 2 lines of unlimited for just $30 a line. That's a 45% savings compared to Verizon and AT&T. But don't just take our word for it.
It's not just the savings that are great with our T-Mobile plan. There's all this value from all these other things that T-Mobile offers.
T-Mobile has been such a savings for us.
We love it. Switch today and get 2 free 5G phones like the Motorola Edge with Turbo Power charging that gives you power for the day in just 15 minutes. And customers 55 and up can get 2 lines of talk, text, and data for only $30 a line. Go to T-Mobile.com/55 to learn more. With 24 monthly bill credits and 2 new lines with autopay for well-qualified customers plus taxes, fees, and $35 per line connection charge. Credits end and balance due if you pay off early or cancel. Contact us plus $5 per line without autopay. Debit or bank account required. 45% off 2 lines versus AT&T Starter and Verizon Welcome. Plan benefits vary. See details at T-Mobile.com. Motorola Edge requires 68-watt charger. Chargers sold separately. Actual performance will vary based on usage and configuration.
This Memorial Day, grab the keys to a new ride during Toyota's Summer Starts Here sales event. Right now, get a low-cost lease on the 2025 Prius. Sleek, efficient, and with impressive MPG, it's perfect for long weekend road trips or the daily hustle and bustle. Or shop great deals on 17 Toyota hybrid models from the longest-lasting brand on the road. Plus, every new Toyota comes with Toyota Care, a 2-year complimentary scheduled maintenance plan. Toyota's Summer Starts Here sales event ends soon. Toyota.